what it's about. That piece of jewelry right there, that's what it's all about, right here. Right here, get that, get that. That's what's up.
The Tampa Bay Storm and head coach Tim Markham going back to the ArenaBowl once again.
If there's a blueprint for this game, Tim Markham has it.
What drives me is the idea of putting together a group and winning championships.
This year's hopes rest on quarterback John Kaleo, who does not have a ring.
It's taken me 10 years to finally get to the game. I like to be mentioned as an ArenaBowl champion.
There's a championship quarterback of the year in the way of fulfilling that dream. Cedric Bonner's numbers say one thing. A fourth ArenaBowl appearance says even more.
All your hard work has come into it. It's an awesome experience.
If there's a man that epitomizes arena football, it's Hunky Cooper. Years ago, he realized this stage was his big time.
The championship game is for the ultimate. The best team is going to win that football game.
Whether it's for a third title, an unprecedented 7th championship, or a first experience, holding the trophy today is all that matters. ArenaBowl XVII. We're live at the Tampa Forum in Florida. Today it's ArenaBowl XVII. The Arizona Rattlers, the 6th seed, have made it all the way to face the Tampa Bay Storm, who got a home game. And they're 21,000 strong. Those who hope to root on the home team, the Arizona Rattlers, have to have one theme on their mind. We don't think so. Hi, everybody. I'm Al Troutwig, along with Michael Irvin, Glenn Parker, and the coach Ray Bentley. Michael, let's start with you. Get us going on some storylines that you think will play out.
I tell you what, for Arizona, it's about exercising some demons. The last time they were in this arena, they got beat, giving up 40 points to 7 in the second half. And the last time, last year, they were in ArenaBowl, boy, they got blown out in the score after 3 quarters, 38-0. Can Arizona put these demons to sleep tonight?
I think it's the opposite. I think the big deal here is Tampa Bay has to prove to themselves they can win a big game. John Kaleo, Gary Compton, Sal Pulavati, 30 years of AFL experience, never been in the big game. They don't know how they're going to respond. Arizona, on the other hand, lots of experience.
Defense wins championship. We've all heard that before, right? And that's what Tampa Bay has. I like them today. I think that they have the best defense, the best pass rush. That's what I'm looking for, Al.
All right, that's just getting us set. Let's go down to the field for Lewis Johnson. Lewis.
All right, Al, thanks a lot. Well, after 11 seasons, Hunky Cooper is still here. Hunky, 4 trips to the ArenaBowl, 2 wins. What will it have to be today to put a 3rd ring on your finger?
Just got to have a team effort, total team effort. We got, execution beat emotion every time. They're going to be emotional at home. All we got to depend on is our 24 guys that we brought here. So we have to be good in special teams, offense, and defense. If we control the line of scrimmage and give 13 a chance to look downfield, it's going to be a good night for us.
All right, Hunky, good luck.
Thanks, Lou.
Okay, Marty.
Well, Lewis, John Kaleo played a near-perfect game in the semifinals, getting his team here to the ArenaBowl. But can you guys really afford to get into a track meet with Arizona, probably one of the best offensive teams in the league?
Yeah, we don't want to get in a track meet. Our defense has been tops in the league, and it's their time to shine, and it's our time to shine offensively. But we don't want to get in a track meet with Cedric Bonner and company.
Al, Tampa Bay is the number 2 seed. Last time they were the number 2 seed, 1996, which is also the last time they won the ArenaBowl. Back to you.
All right, Marty, now I guess Hunky's ready to play. He didn't want to take that helmet off.
He didn't want to take his helmet off. I haven't seen that since Ricky Williams, right?
I think that's the last guy, yeah.
Now, guys, Arizona's got the history of pulling out trick plays, going for the surprise. Tampa Bay just keeps coming at you the same way every week. Which team would you rather be?
I'd rather be Tampa Bay, because you do the same things each week, and you understand what you're going to do, and you're good at it, and you don't have to rely on the trickery.
Well, I think you're right. And what it also does is put a little uncertainty in Arizona's eyes, because now when a trick does come up, they've set up this Arizona team perfectly over the course of the season by always being consistent. They can pull out a trick play now. It'll never be expected.
I hate playing teams that pulls out trick plays because you never know where they're coming from and when they'll do it. And you always hope and pray, but boy, the trick doesn't work on me.
Now, the beauty of this game playing out is that Michael Irvin talked a lot about Jay Gruden and not a lot about John Kaleo. Glenn Parker was on Arizona all season long until it really mattered.
Oh, come on.
Coach didn't pick this either. So now that this has all played out, what have we learned here? Glenn, let's start.
Wait, let me tell you what we learned. The toughest thing to do is to call a coach and ask for his strategy. And then you pick the other team. And then the next week you got to call him back. I called Danny White. I called him Danny White. Then when I called back, I said, hey, Coach White. He said, oh, now I'm Coach White because you picked against me.
All right, first off, let's talk about what I've learned is Michael is finally taking fashion tips from me. We've dressed the same this week.
Oh, please.
Second off, I've been with Arizona all year. I'm sticking with Arizona.
I didn't think he was with him last week.
Game one of the playoffs. He was not.
Oh, yes, I was.
Oh, you were not.
I didn't pick him to beat Las Vegas.
No.
Ray, make your pick.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay for the reason of the defense, and I also just think that John Kaleo is ready to take it up another notch.
So Tampa Bay, Arizona, and Michael?
I was with Tim Markham. I got to say Tampa Bay.
Okay. Now, there is some sadness here in the world of arena football. 2 days ago, the 34-year-old head coach of the Orlando Predators, Fran Papasadero, was killed in a single-car crash in Tampa. In honor of his passing, every player will wear the Fran Papasadero sticker on their helmet today in ArenaBowl XVII, which is being played in his honor. Our condolences go out to his family.
Imagine the perfect SUV. It would make you
classic moments, classic hamburgers, the AFL and Wendy's. It's better here.
ArenaBowl XVII is a matchup of the two most accomplished coaches in AFL history, each a former quarterback who has mastered the nuances of the indoor game. Tampa's Tim Markham, a college quarterback, calls the Storm's plays, but is better known for bringing defensive pressure. His philosophy has resulted in 6 ArenaBowl titles, more than any other coach. Danny White of Arizona was a record-setting quarterback at Arizona State and with the Dallas Cowboys, but he has embraced arena football as a coach. He strives for offensive and defensive balance with a touch of unpredictability and has claimed a pair of AFL championships. 2 Hall of Fame coaches, the best in the indoor game, matching wits and plotting for another ArenaBowl victory. The St. Pete Times Forum sold out, over 19,000 fans on hand for the Rattlers and the Storm in ArenaBowl XVII. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tampa for the ArenaBowl. Tom Hammond and Pat Hayden. 2 weeks ago in San Jose, Arizona was impressive in their semifinal victory, beating the team that had blown them out in the ArenaBowl last year. And, Pat, they succeed really with a core of experienced veteran leadership.
They have some great leaders, and their key leader is Hunky Cooper. Right. Now, there are taller guys, there are faster guys, there are stronger guys in this league, but nobody in this league plays with more passion and more determination than that guy. And in his 11th year, can still carry a team. Now, they have a great two-way player as well, the Iron Man of the year. Randy Gatewood caught 32 passes on offense and then intercepted 9 passes on defense, had his best season of his career. So, and Tom, in the semifinal game, he had 5 touchdown catches and 1 interception. He really played very, very well.
And so did Cedric Bonner, the quarterback, who actually had a record-setting year for the Rattlers.
Yeah, 88 touchdown passes. He's had 18 touchdown passes in these 3 playoff games. He is smart. He is accurate. He makes good decisions. And I think, Tom, most importantly, I think he's very determined to win his 3rd ArenaBowl championship.
But he's going to have to deal with a deep and talented Tampa Bay pass rush.
Yeah, Ray Bentley talked about it in the pregame show. This is where Tampa Bay's strength is. Kenny, Lucas, and Cohen, they start, but they got 3 guys behind them. 29 sacks on the year by this defense. #1 rated defense on 3rd and 4th downs. They will put a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
And the Storm quarterback is also a veteran who had a record-setting season, John Kaleo.
You know, quietly, John Kaleo has done all the things a quarterback needs to do to win a championship. He protects the football. Only 1 interception in these playoffs. Yesterday, he said to us, you know, I've never won a championship in high school, in college, or professionally. And he said, if we don't win one this year, it will be a major disappointment.
And a look at Danny White, the Arizona Rattlers coach, looking for his 3rd ArenaBowl victory. And Tampa Bay, a 2.5-point favorite, wins the toss and elects to defer. Tim Markham choosing to give Arizona the ball first. Rattlers coach looking for his 3rd ArenaBowl victory. And Tampa Bay, a 2.5-point favorite, wins the toss and elects to defer. Tim Markham choosing to give Arizona the ball first. And here's the kickoff, and the Arena Bowl is underway. And Lawson returning for Arizona. And wrapped up and thrown down just past the 15-yard line. So Lawson returning, a new returner in this game for the Arizona Rattlers, who take over behind their quarterback, Cedric Bonner.
You know, as good as he's been in the regular season, look what he's done in his playoff career, and look at all the firsts here. 96 career touchdowns in the playoffs. Just remarkable. 18 of them this year in 3 games.
So a record-setting playoff quarterback with a chance to go over 100 touchdown passes in this game. And his first pass to a wide open O'Shawnee Bryant, who fumbles it. He was absolutely wide open. The hit came late from Omar Smith, and Bryant could not hold on.
I'll tell you, one of the things that Cedric Bonner has done particularly well this year is throw the ball out in front of receivers so they don't have to make many adjustments. That one behind Bryant would have been a tough catch. Probably still should have caught it. But Omar Smith, one of the best tacklers in the league, right there, broke that one up.
Smith played for San Jose last year when they beat the Rattlers in the Arena Bowl. Bryant in motion on 2nd and 10. Bonner's pass is on target this time and grabbed by Gatewood. Randy Gatewood will have an Arizona first down, tackled by Corey Sawyer. And here's a look at the starting lineup for the Rattlers with Bonner the quarterback. Kelly, Gatewood, AFL Ironman of the Year, Hunky Cooper, who twice has won that honor, and O'Shawnee Bryant. And up front, the blockers are Croft, Tucker, and Morris.
Averaging 68 points in the playoffs. They're playing the highest scoring offensive team in the playoffs and played very well defensively also.
On first down, here's Bonner with no pressure, and his pass is broken up. Intended for Gatewood, and Corey Sawyer knocked it loose. Here's a look at that starting Tampa Bay defense. And a potent group it is, too, with Kinney, Lucas, and Cohen always seemingly putting pressure on the passer, though Bonner had plenty of time that last play. Samuels, White, Tolliver, Sawyer, and Smith rounding out the Tampa Bay defense.
Yeah, 29 sacks on the year, which was #1 in the AFL. 22 interceptions, 7 of which they returned for touchdowns. So it's good pressure, and it's very proactive corner play.
2nd down and 10. Bonner steps up, sidearm, and incomplete, intended for Gatewood, right at the sideline boards.
Yeah, and you saw some of that pressure right there by Al Lucas, but Cedric Bonner has a unique throwing motion. Maybe that a plural, Tom, throwing motions. You know, you kind of find these windows to try to find. You can throw it sidearm if you have to, get it underneath those rushes. The 3-quarter delivery by Bonner, and then over the top when there's guys in your face. And the amazing thing to me, he's just as accurate no matter what kind of release he has to deliver.
You saw that FP on the helmets in honor of the late Fran Papasadero, the Orlando coach. Bonner only 1 of 4 to start the game. There's another sidearm toss, and it's not caught again as Sawyer delivered the hit on Hunky Cooper.
You know, they look a little nervous.
They look tight, don't they?
They look a little nervous. We saw Bryant kind of bobble one. Hunky Cooper, the most dependable guy, I think, in the league, drops what would have been a sure first down.
Yep.
But remember, they started very slowly against San Jose in the semifinal game a couple of weeks ago. And a 4th down. You see the no punting. And these are tough kicks. The crossbar is only 9 feet wide.
36-yard attempt by Nelson Garner, who hit 8 of 15 during the regular season, 2 of 5 in the postseason. 36-yard field goal attempt, and it is right down the middle.
That thing could have gone about 60 yards.
So Garner nails the field goal, and Danny White and the Rattlers break on top of Tampa Bay 3-0.
O'Connor, the special teams coach of the Arizona Rattlers, and they have run 20 onside kicks this year. We anticipate seeing at least 1 or 2 today, and he calls them by audible. 4 different onside kicks today. and he'll give his kicker, Nelson Garner, a signal when he wants to call an onside kick right there from the sideline.
Garner with that cast on a broken right arm. And Tolliver will return it, takes a funny bounce off the net, live ball. And Solomon was able to fall on it for Tampa Bay. That took a wild bounce.
That's a perfect kick off the iron.
Yep. So here's the Tampa Bay offense on the field for the first time with John Kaleo at quarterback from the University of Maryland. White, Dell, Samuels, and Solomon. Samuels and Solomon real threats with Lucas, Polavati, and Cohen, the blockers up front.
You're right, 2,000-yard receivers in Samuels and Solomon. Solomon, the rookie offensive specialist, had a really a marvelous year. He's the guy right down here.
Go! Samuels in motion. And on an out, Kaleo throws it into the stands, and maybe Tampa Bay is a little tight too. Fans get a souvenir on Kaleo's first pass attempt of the game. Henderson, Tucker, and Adderson rush the passer up front for Arizona, with Hunky Cooper, Bo Kelly, Gatewood, Lawson, and Milligan rounding out the Arizona defense.
And boy, have they played well in this postseason. 3 prior games, they have been sensational. 10 turnovers.
Go! 2nd and 10. Kaleo with plenty of time, and this pass complete for a short gain. And then they'll throw Tolliver back, and he pushes it in Lawson's face. And Lawson and Tolliver square off.
They want to pick on Clarence Lawson. We're just talking about Arizona's defense and how good they have been in these playoffs, Tom. 10 turnovers. There's Doug Plank, the defensive coordinator. Had 7 sacks and 7 forced fumbles, 4 defensive touchdowns, the interceptions, the safety. I mean, Doug Plank has really got them playing exceptionally well at the right time.
And has become an orator in the locker room too here in the playoffs.
He's their designated coach that gives this fire-up speech before the games.
3rd and 4. Kaleo pumped once. Now he's in trouble, trying to scramble free. Dodged a couple of tacklers and runs close to the first down. That ball came loose. I think it's going to be blown dead. No fumble. No fumble. Ball dead. It'll be close to a first down.
Early in this game, we've seen some nervous Arizona receivers because Cedric Bonner threw the ball accurately. 3 of his 4 incompletions were dropped. And what we've seen from Arizona is an equally good pass rush as we expected from Tampa.
Now they're going to spot it and see if Kaleo with his scramble, yes, he does have enough for a first down.
Yeah, Nakia Adderson, number 91, is just blowing up the pocket. He's playing nose tackle for Arizona and just pushing the center back into John Kaleo. What this offense has done particularly well, I think, this year is, they've had good quarterback play out of Kaleo. They've got, and they've run the ball well inside the 10-yard line. And then on defense, they've rushed the passer very well. Those are the 3 ingredients, I think, that lead to Arena Bowl championships.
As we've learned in this first season, in an offensive game, defensive stops are magnified. And here in the playoffs, 2 of the teams that have played best defensively are squaring off for the championship. Timeout taken by Tampa Bay with the play clock ticking down. First time out of the game, it's 3-0 Arizona.
Halibut.
The AFL on NBC is brought to you by Denny's. Stop by Denny's today and enjoy our great new barbecue meals starting at $6.99. By the United States Marine Corps, the change is forever. By Old Spice, spice things up. And by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. St. Pete Times Forum sold out, 19,200 the capacity here. Arena Bowl 17, Tampa Bay and Arizona. The Storm trailing 3-0 with a first down at their own 17-yard line. John Kaleo, quick toss, and it's complete. And a catch made by Samuels, who will walk into the end zone.
Tom, he is just such a tough guy to tackle. 19th touchdown catch of the year, and a lot of them have been just like this. You catch the ball in front of the defender, you break a tackle. And if you can break a tackle in the Arena League, you end up with a lot of touchdowns.
Well, Milligan could only watch as he sashayed into the end zone, 33 yards out. The extra point, however, is missed. Kicking has been a problem. Kenny Stucker is the kicker for Tampa Bay. As
just a little out route by Samuels. To see the strength, just a bounce off Milligan, the one part of the strength, and then he breaks the tackle. So 2 parts of the strength. 18th touchdown catch of the year. John Kaleo, very happy guy.
Hey, good job.
a little word between the 2 veteran coaches, the 2 winningest coaches in the AFL, both in the Hall of Fame. Here's Kenny Stucker's kick to Clarence Lawson. Lawson cleanly off the net. Lawson with a blocker, Hunky Cooper in front of him, and only the kicker to beat. And Lawson finally is knocked out of bounds about the 5-yard line by Tolliver.
We were talking to Bob O'Connor, the special teams coach, yesterday, and you just had a feeling. He wanted a little change of pace, a little more juice in the return game. There's Bob. He said, we're going to use Clarence Lawson on the return game. Now remember, in Arena Football League, these are scoring plays. 72 touchdowns off kickoff returns this year. Almost 73.
Well, the kicker Stucker right here is able to slow him down enough for Tolliver to catch up and knock him out of bounds.
And as we talked about before, Tom, kickers have to be much more physical than the outdoor game. They've got to be good athletes, and they've got to be good tacklers.
50-yard return. Here's the pitch. And to the 1-yard line with Tom Pace on his first carry of the game, tackled by Crespino. And here's our U.S. Marines player profile. And it's Cedric Bonner, who thought he was going to be a baseball pitcher originally, wound up being one of the most productive AFL quarterbacks in history. And his dad was a staff sergeant in the Marines for 17 years, and he's here. He drove all the way from California to be here with his wife, Cedric Bonner's parents, George and Bobby, here. And Pat's going to drive back with him to California.
Can't wait, yeah. That's about $70 worth of gas, I think. Most of that drives through Texas, by the way.
Stopped short of a touchdown. How would you like to grow up with a Marine staff sergeant as your dad?
But you know what Cedric said to us yesterday? He said, my mother, Bobby, may have been more of a disciplinarian. She was tougher. There's Bobby right over here. Haven't flown, Cedric told us yesterday, in 15 years. That is one long drive. Hope they had air conditioning.
Doesn't matter, it rains every day. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Bonner's going to keep it and score.
Penalty flag down. It didn't look like some early movement.
It'll be our first marker of the game.
Cedric Bonner, we've talked about big athletes in this league, and he's one of them. 6'4".
Offside. Defense, number 14. The penalty is declined. Play results, touchdown.
6'4", 240 pounds, and he used, well, about 239 of it right here. Picked up a good block by Pete Tremontanis. And you heard the referee, Bill Lemonnier, who is heading this all-star crew for the Arena Bowl. It's his first Arena Bowl, saying the penalty decline. So Garner will attempt the extra point and make it. Arizona uses the Lawson kickoff return to get in scoring position. Bonner takes it across, and his family enjoyed that. That made it worth the ride from California. 10-6 Arizona.
I will.
And Arizona leads 10-6 after the Bonner touchdown run.
Seems funny to say touchdown run by Bonner, right? Threw so many touchdown passes. 88 on the year. We talk about you have to be tough to be a kicker. You see Garner's broken right hand, broke it earlier in the year in a game against Los Angeles on the sideboards and trying to make a tackle.
And Garner will kick off to Solomon.
Got to hit the net.
Solomon takes it without having to field it off the net, loses his balance, and will be stopped at about the 5-yard line. Adderson with quick coverage, lost his helmet but made the tackle. Let's go to Ray Bentley now for a report.
All right, thanks, Tom. What you've seen so far from the Arizona defense, they've pressed across the board every time. You can see this is the first play of the game. We'll go ahead and run that. And what this does, it disrupts the pattern and the timing for John Kaleo. You see he misses on the out route. Now they try it again, and you're going to see the press come right here on the motion man. And this time, Tampa Bay breaks that route off. He's going to run past him and then cut off to the left. Now Kaleo has room to throw. He's got a good angle, and he gets it through.
All right, Ray, here's John Kaleo going deep, just off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Cliff Dell.
We talk about these guys being great two-way players. Cliff Dell there on offense last week, or 2 weeks ago in the semifinal game. He's the man in motion, number 8. There's the press coverage again that Ray was talking about against Heyman Milligan, number 3. Now, Milligan played in San Jose the last couple of years behind Cleveland Thomas, and that would say what Cleveland Thomas did so well.
Twice the ADT Defensive Player of the Year, so I figured he better move on, huh?
Indeed. But Cliff Dell really, I think, came up with 3 great defensive plays 2 weeks ago in the semifinal game to send Tampa to the championship game.
2nd and 10. The pass is complete for a first down. The catch is made by Saunders, and Ricky Parker tackles him, but a first down for Tampa Bay.
Our team, how good this Tampa Bay team is. David Saunders doesn't even start. Last year, he was their MVP. He's on the cover of their media guide. But when you got Lawrence Samuels, you got Freddie Solomon, you got Cliff Dell, Antoine Tolliver, I think Tim Markham has really upgraded this team. And, you know, throughout the entire year as well, not just at the beginning of this year. He's added more and more quality players.
Saunders in his 4th season for West Virginia picked up the first down. Here's a draw play. Don't often see it in that situation. And Adderson makes another good play for the defense of the Rattlers. Adderson has been kind of in the doghouse of Danny White, and the whole team has sort of been working on him. Doug Plank too, and he's responded so far today with several big plays in the first quarter.
Yeah, you know, Danny White sent him home actually mid-season, said, hey, you know, you have to act like a pro. And at the very beginning of their playbook, they have a little 2-page paragraph, the profile of a pro. It says, you know, you practice hard, you study hard, you show up on time. He wasn't doing those things. They sent him home, but he's been remarkable in the second half of the season.
Kaleo lofts it up for Dell, who runs under it. Milligan will be flagged for the interference. It didn't matter. Dell was able to hang on to the football. It'll be 1st and goal after a 28-yard gain.
You know, it's really similar to the way people try to attack Cleveland Thomas at San Jose. And Heyman Milligan, number 3.
Defense, number 3. The penalty is declined. The play results, first down.
Milligan trying to catch those guys while in motion. You see he's always in the trail position. And Cliff Dell makes a terrific offensive catch. As I said, starred 2 weeks ago on defense. So early on, Tampa Bay is picking on number 3, Heyman Milligan, perhaps their best cover guy.
Go! 1st and goal at about the 2.5-yard line. Proctor banging, stopped short of the end zone. Stopped by Ricky Parker, who came up in a hurry. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Tampa Bay, among their 3 fullbacks on their roster, have 26 rushing touchdowns. Tim Markham, I think, really milks the clock well at the beginning and the end of, or at the end of each half, and he's particularly good, I think, inside the 5-yard line.
Approaching the 1:30 mark, first quarter. 2nd and goal, 1-yard line.
Go!
Again, it's Proctor pounding to the goal line and across for the touchdown.
Make that 27 rushing touchdowns among those guys. The most physical position in football is the one that Proctor plays. And I'm talking about indoor or outdoors, and you can see him limping off. It's that fullback linebacker position.
And you see Saunders saying to him, no, you can't leave. You got to be in here on special teams.
I think he lost some of the stuffing on his helmet, too. Lost his helmet and some of the stuffing.
I hope that was just stuffing.
Yeah, indeed. Lost some of his shoulder pads there, too, it looked like.
Paid the price, but he was able to score.
There goes the stuffing. These fullbacks in this league go through about 3 helmets and maybe 5 or 6 face masks a year. Because there's a collision on every single play.
And an official timeout taken to tend to Proctor. Basil Proctor from West Virginia, also in his 7th season.
His 8th rushing touchdown of the year. Remember, we said the keys in this league are, have good quarterback play, rushing the passer, and then running the ball well inside the 5-yard line. And Tampa Bay, Tim Markham's teams have done all those things.
Come on, hey, come on. Hey, you gotta get up. You gotta get up. That's all right, hey.
There's no resting in this game. You got to play offense, defense, and special teams.
Nice sympathetic quarterback, You do all
you
that
got
work
to get
for your
up.
quarterback. Yeah, get up. Need you.
Proctor began his college career at Miami, transferred to West Virginia, where he was a strong safety and a linebacker. So at 6'4", 275 pounds, perfect for that fullback linebacker spot in the AFL.
You see, it looks like Tampa's going for 2 here, 47%, which is, they run a lot more 2-point plays in the Arena League. And in the outdoor game, you convert about 40%. They just get a lot more practice in here.
And a missed Stucker extra point early. So they're going to go for 2 here with 48 seconds left in the first quarter.
And I tell you, one of the guys, David Sanders, number 9, is a big receiver they like inside the 5-yard line.
Solomon in motion, and they give it on the end around to Dell. He's going to pass, and it's caught by Saunders.
Well, it was caught by Saunders, but not the kind of play I thought. I thought they were going to run just a slant route to him. But that's one of those two-way plays, and a really good call, clever call by Tim Markham, because Dell can either run it in, or if they go up, he just dumps it. And that's just what he did. He was running. Whoops, too many white jerseys there. Dump it.
And it's 14-10 Tampa Bay in the closing seconds of the first quarter. ArenaBowl XVII. Tampa Bay leads Danny White in the Arizona Rattlers. Cedric Bonner awaiting his chance to get on the field again as Lawson tapped it to himself, fumbled it, picked it up again. Here's Clarence Lawson with an alley down the field. Dodged 2 men and then takes it to midfield and beyond. Clarence Lawson with another fine return. This one 32 yards. Proctor was able to get him down.
Tim Markham has gone through 6 different kickers, largely because they couldn't hit the net. But this is a perfect kick. Hits the lower part of the net. Lawson has a tough time picking it up, but still a huge hole. And Lawson has really added some spark. Again, the kicker, Stucker, is part of the tackle. It's 2 for him today. A lot of these the kickers in the league get bonuses, $50 a tackle.
I don't know if it's worth it.
At times, it's not.
See if they can get the playoff before the first quarter comes to a close. 1 second, they do. It's a quick toss. It's complete to the sideline, and then Pollard and a flag down.
And they're going to call holding on Randy Gatewood.
Pace made the catch, and Proctor, who was fired up after scoring that touchdown, has made 2 tackles in a row.
How about Tom Pace, though?
Lamonier says it's against Arizona, as you pointed out.
Tom Pace, before that, 6 catches in the playoffs. No big deal.
Holding number 17 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Previous spot. Repeat first down.
6 catches.
First quarter is ended.
But 5 of them have been for touchdowns.
And that's the end of the first quarter, ArenaBowl XVII. We'll be back after these words from your local station, ArenaBowl XVII on NBC.
NBC 2 morning.
Welcome back to Tampa Bay and ArenaBowl XVII. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Lewis Johnson, Marty Snyder. 14-10 Tampa Bay leads Arizona as we start the second quarter.
I think there's going to be a lot more passing in this quarter too, Tom. That's
Don't
what
go
I'm
out
expecting.
on a limb now.
Yep. A lot of passing.
Actually, one of the touchdowns scored so far was a run by that man. And Basil Proctor ran one in for Tampa Bay.
Cedric Bonner, 1993, was an aspiring left-handed pitcher. And he injured his shoulder, and a buddy of his in Los Angeles said, hey, let's go try out for the Rattlers. They drove from Los Angeles all the way to Phoenix, paid $15 to try out. Danny White was so impressed and said, hey, we got to have you. And 11 years later, he's had his best season.
Wonder if they gave him his $15 back.
I think he's done okay. Oh, Cedric.
He was hoping at the time just to make an Oakland A's farm team as a pitcher. And the lefty instead has become a record-setting AFL quarterback. And who better to tutor a quarterback than his coach, Danny White.
You know, Danny White, you think of all the great Cowboy quarterbacks, but Danny White holds 22 Cowboy records still. And but for the great catch of the San Francisco 49ers, may have quarterbacked another Super Bowl.
Don't bring that up in Danny's presence.
We did yesterday.
Connor's going for the end zone. Bonner's pass is broken up and almost intercepted by Antoine Tolliver. So Bonner goes deep, lofts it up for the end zone, falls incomplete, intended for Gatewood.
Yeah, and Gatewood does a great job, I think, of breaking it. Tolliver and Sawyer, number 23, 2 blue jerseys, and Gatewood, as good receivers do, breaks up what should have been an interception. Of course, he does play both ways, so I guess he's used to doing that, right? Iron Man of the Year, as we said, I think it's the coolest award in football. Best two-way player, 32 catches on the year. 32 touchdown catches on the year, 9 interceptions.
Bonner's pass to Hunky Cooper, out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, knocked out by Tolliver. And we talked about all the records that Danny White set with the Cowboys, but it's the indoor game that has caught his fancy as a coach.
Well, arena football to me is football with all of the fat carved off of it, with all of the juice squeezed out of it. It's right down to the nitty-gritty, the collisions, the great catches, the great throws, the great hits. To be able to hear the game, to be able to feel the game, to actually have players within arm's reach of you as they're playing the game is a unique experience.
Hunky Cooper unable to handle that ball as Tolliver was covering him. Bonner put it out there where Cooper could touch it but couldn't hold it.
You know, I think Danny's right. You know, there are no million-dollar contracts in the league, no these big shoe endorsement deals. No one endorses breakfast cereals. But if you got a bunch of guys who love to run and catch and block and tackle, I mean, they just love football, and they're regular guys. A bunch of regular guys who have off-season jobs.
We found that out this season. Enjoyed talking to many of them. Bonner is only 2 of 8, but 4 of them have been dropped. That one's knocked out and incomplete. It's a fumble ball. This is going to be a Tampa Bay touchdown. Kinney picked it up. Kelvin Kinney. It looked like the Rattlers stopped. They thought it was an incomplete pass.
It looked like it came right out of Bonner's hands. It may have hit the shoulder pad or thigh pad of Kinney. Kinney did the right thing. Is any doubt in your mind, you pick up the ball and go. There is a penalty flag, but that's for throwing the ball into the end zone. That touchdown will count.
Quarterback's hand came up empty with the ball. The ruling is fumble. Play results touchdown. Following the touchdown, unsportsmanlike conduct. Starts for the home team, throwing the ball into the stand.
Now, March 28th, these two teams met. Watch what happens. And Arizona had 4 turnovers that day, including 3 fumbles. Absolutely, good call. Comes right out of his hand. He was trying to draw it back because there was too much pressure on him. And Kenny does the smart thing. Any doubt, you get yourself in the end zone. He got a little help from his teammate Samuels. Very, very smart play. 6'7", 280-pound Kelvin Kinney, who's really brought it on the pass rush this year.
So the ball will be placed at the 13-yard line for the extra point attempt by Stucker. Missed one already today. This one is also no good.
Well, you see why Tim Markham's gone for a 6th kickoff.
Is there time for the second half? There's the play again. And you see, Bonner was saying it's incomplete. He's saying my arm was going forward. It's incomplete. Kinney alertly picks it up and scores for Tampa Bay. A big defensive play by the Storm. They go up 20-10. The AFL on NBC is brought to you by the new Honda Element. Go with it. By Stacker 2, the world's strongest fat burner. Burn fat, crush cravings, and supercharge your energy. By Walt Disney Pictures' Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, coming to theaters July 9th. And by Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot. Well, as we looked at that last play, the touchdown by Kinney, the question becomes, did he cross the goal line in possession of the ball? From this angle, it appears he did not. Watch this, Pat.
Yeah, it looks like he tosses it right about at the 1 yard line. That ball's out of his hands. He's clearly not in the end zone. That should not have been a touchdown. And really a stupid play. I mean, if you're going to do this, first of all, it's a penalty. But if you're going to get the penalty, at least score the touchdown. He got away with one there.
And the penalty maybe caused them to miss the extra point, too.
You know, I don't think he crossed the plane.
But it's 20-10 Tampa Bay as Stucker kicks off to Lawson. This one is a touchback as it sails through the end zone without hitting the net. Monday night at 10/9 Central on NBC. It's Meet My Folks. 3 guys going after one single girl, but first they've got to face her parents. That's Meet My Folks tomorrow night at 10/9 Central on NBC. Hope it's not Sergeant Bonner.
That way, or Bonnie. This is Bonner.
So suddenly Cedric Bonner finds himself trailing by 10.
Yeah, a lot like last year's Arena Bowl when they were blown out by San Jose. But this is where you need a leader like Cedric Bonner to settle your team down.
It's a toss to Kelly. And Bo Kelly picking his way for a first down to about the 17-yard line, tackled by B.J. Cohen.
You know, Bo Kelly, 1,000-yard rusher.
Right wide back, right X back, 50 hook. Go.
Okay, 50 means a 5-step drop by Arizona.
X back, 50 hook on 2-on-2. Ready?
Bonner, as we pointed out, has had several drops in those 2 of 8 stats.
He's going to get
4 of them, as a matter of fact. This one not dropped, and ducking under is Bryant. And Orshwante Bryant has a Rattler first down to the 17 of the Storm, where he's tackled by Keita Crispina.
You know, here's the look at some of these drops, Tom. Sometimes, you know, they had a 2-week wait for this game. Sometimes when you're playing as well as they were against San Jose, you'd rather just play the next week. Where they came out and dropped 4 passes. And then Cedric Bonner dropped one.
That was the worst. It resulted in a Tampa Bay touchdown. But they're on the move now. At the 17 of Tampa Bay. Bonner suddenly has found his rhythm. Under pressure, he got rid of the ball. Although, is it a lateral?
No, it's a light ball. That's a light ball.
And if it is, it'll be another Tampa Bay touchdown.
They're going to call it dead here. Yeah, but
incomplete pass. Samuels took it across the end zone. Markham all the way was calling to his players, pick it up and go.
Yeah, remember off those sideboards in the field of play, it's live if it doesn't hit the out of bounds line. And he said, hey, that was a backward pass. It should have been a fumble. One official, I thought, called it live, but the referee overruled it. Really good pass rush by Lucas, number 76. He said at the very top, those 3 guys, actually in the 3 behind them.
So it just goes as an incomplete pass. It's 2nd down and 10. And Bonner's pass too high for Gatewood.
They're out of rhythm right now, Arizona is. It's a real good pass rush, and they're trying to throw short passes, but the ball is coming out so fast out of Cedric Bonner's hands. These receivers just don't have a chance. Here's another look at the reverse angle. That looked forward to me.
Yeah, it did.
That looked forward to me, which would have made it a dead ball, incomplete pass.
Now, Danny White, isn't he famous in this situation for trying to slow down that pass rush with some screens, some runs, something like that?
That's what their game plan was, to start the game that way, but it has not worked out well for them.
Bonner with a deep drop, in trouble, heaves for the end zone. Bryant, no good, out of the end zone. Crespina was covering Orshwante Bryant. They only need 1 foot down with the ball.
Yeah, but again, Cedric Bonner flushed from the pocket. The pressure of really, he was bobbling the ball there, and then the push out by Crespina.
Excellent call.
Yeah, Greg Steed, the back judge right there. Here's where it starts, though. I mean, in arena football, you don't want to see your quarterback running out of the pocket. Keita Crispina started off this season, the very first play of the year. He intercepted a pass and brought it back for a touchdown.
So a fourth down. Fourth down play. Bonner in the pocket for the end zone again. Flag is down, and interference will be called this time on Crispina, defending Hunky Cooper.
Now that's the third fourth down play that Arizona has attempted here in the first half. But I say you got to give guys like Hunky Cooper a chance, and Randy Gatewood. That'll be the hold against Tampa Bay.
Think Markham's into it?
Wow.
Holding, number 20 on the defense. After distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Crispina called for the hold. And here it is. Handful of jersey.
Yeah, but you give your players like Hunky and like Randy Gatewood, who've had sensational careers, when your team really needs it, you give those guys a chance. Well, Hunky has really been good here over the years, is running the football into the end zone. Not so much catching the ball in the last 3 or 4 years, but running the ball.
Just inside the 9-yard line, first and goal. Bo Kelly. Kelly running over tacklers for the touchdown. He put Crispina flat on his back and scored the Arizona touchdown.
And you know who threw the key block, though? It was old Hunky Cooper, number 14. Some way or another, Hunky Cooper is going to affect the outcome of the game. That time it was just a block. Missed by a lot of people, one of those subtle things, Tom. But he does so many different things well. Here's a little, right over here, right there. Now watch Hunky clear the lane. He chips Samuels, and then Bo Kelly bowls his way in. So good run by Kelly and a terrific block by Cooper.
And Garner's extra point attempt, no good. Shank that one to the left.
Thank you very much.
Now the kickers are showing some nerves too. Arizona scored 2 touchdowns, both on the ground, but they trailed 20-16.
An ancient curse.
20-16 Tampa Bay. Cedric Bonner only 3 of 12, 36 yards. Plus Arizona had a fumble return for a Tampa touchdown. 4 drops. They're lucky to be down just 4 points, 20-16.
Well, two stops in the first half.
As Solomon awaits the Garner kick.
Freddie Solomon has returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns this year.
And it's a squib kick, finding a little dead spot there. Solomon finally is able to pick it up. Reverses his field, has a block, cuts back again. Garner slows him down, and then he's taken out of bounds.
Well, the kickers have
21-yard return.
Yeah, it's the 3rd tackle by a kicker today.
Let's go back to Ray Bentley.
I want to go back to that Kelvin Kinney recovery for a touchdown. In my opinion, Cedric Bonner throws this ball forward, and watch, it's going to hit his center, Trey Montanas, right in the middle of the back. That should be an illegal touch by an offensive lineman. See how it hits him right there? The ball came out of his hand forward. That should be a penalty on Arizona. Ball should have been dead right there.
I disagree. I think he was trying to bring that ball in, and it was a fumble, but it certainly shouldn't have been a touchdown.
And if it was ruled a fumble, it didn't matter if it hit his lineman. There's a near interception by Lawson, made a dive at it. Couldn't get it before it hit the turf. It'll be an incomplete pass.
I tell you, what we've seen this first half, though, is good defensive pressure by Tampa Bay, just as we expected it. And I think that the Arizona defensive line has rallied as well. And I don't think either quarterback is in rhythm. Certainly not like they played in the prior playoff games.
Well, there's evidence.
Boy, those are some ugly numbers for the Arena League. 2 guys who are completing over 60% of their passes coming into the game.
2nd and 10 for Tampa Bay. John Kaleo in the pocket. Nice catch made by Dell. Or it was Saunders, as a matter of fact. And Parker was draped all over him. Beginning next Saturday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, the world's most prestigious tennis championships, Wimbledon. Serena Williams looking to defend her crown. Her sister Venus goes for her 3rd. Jennifer Capriati, 2, all looking to win at Wimbledon. It starts next Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, here on NBC.
I want you working on your backhand before then.
My backhand needs a lot of work.
It does. I like to serve.
I don't think we have enough time.
Go!
Solomon in motion, handoff Proctor. Got a tough yard, only needed one for a first down. Croft with a tackle at the line of scrimmage for Arizona.
First down. Get that measure. Measure it. Measure it.
Markham says measure it.
Measure it.
They're going to say fourth down. It'll be fourth down, less than a yard. He is Lord of the Rings, as a matter of fact. Tim looking for his 7th Arena Bowl title. Has won championships with 3 different teams. And the winningest coach in AFL history. Fourth down, less than a yard. The handoff to Saunders, and he's stretching forward. Let's see the mark. He might not have made it. This could be a huge stop. Lawson, Mike Lawson, with the tackle, stopped him short.
In this thing, in this league, you do not see many measurements, but that one doesn't even need to be measured. Doug Plank's defense that have played so well in the playoffs come up with a tremendous stop on fourth down.
Mike Lawson, the former Miami Hurricane, with a huge stop for the Arizona defense with just over 4 minutes to go till halftime. Let's go to Lewis Johnson.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. Well, 22 years ago, Jim Foster drew on a manila envelope an idea for an indoor football game. Here's an exact copy because the original is in a bank vault. And, Jim, what were you trying to accomplish when you scribbled that out so long ago?
The night it happened in Madison Square Garden, I was just thinking, could you play football indoors if you could play soccer? I was at an indoor soccer game. Just started doodling, you know. And that's how it started. Now we're here.
And now 17 years later, what do you think about your game as it has evolved?
Well, I knew pretty early on that we had a pretty good product. It's just getting the American public to understand it. And a lot of it's about television. And, of course, getting on to NBC was a big step from coming off of cable. And we're really growing it. And the people of America seem to like it pretty well. It makes me very happy.
All right, it goes back to 1987, the first Arena Bowl, Tom. And guess who was coaching in that thing and won it? Tim Markham.
No surprise there.
Ernest Certain knocked down that pass by Cedric Bonner. It's second down and 10 for Arizona. This one is caught by Pace and tackled in his tracks. After a short gain, there's the AFL Commissioner, David Baker. Big story about him in Sports Illustrated a few weeks ago.
Dynamic guy.
Well-liked, dynamic, a real asset for the Arena Football League by all counts. A glowing story about him in Sports Illustrated, as a matter of fact. And he is as positive as they come, isn't he?
He should be a Red Sox fan. He's so optimistic, you know.
Third down, third and long. Bonner stands in the pocket. His pass caught for a first down. The catch made by by Parker, Ricky Parker.
You know, even though Cedric Bonner's completing the passes like that one to Parker, they're still not quite in rhythm. And Danny White's got to get this team settled down, and Cedric Bonner is got to do that. A lot of it's this pass rush that we talked at the very beginning of this broadcast that Tampa Bay brings. And there's 6 or 7 guys. They just keep bringing them in waves, and they keep pushing people back into the quarterback.
First down play. Bryant is the motion man. Holding, it looked like, at the line of scrimmage. The pass is complete to Bryant, but it looked like a hold against Arizona.
Yeah, Certain it was held. Tampa Bay's Certain number 65 was held badly.
Might have been Tim Croft, the guilty party.
Right up here.
Holding. Number 94 in the offense. 10-yard penalty, previous spot. No first down.
Got the little rodeo move.
Got his money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Lines well.
X5, wing out. Hey, it's first down. Take the wing if you got it. Left trips. X loop. 74, X5, wing out on 101. Ready? I'm deep now. I'm deep.
This is a 7-step drop. You heard him say he wants to hit the wing. And the wing is number 23 right here, Tom Pace. This is a 7-step drop.
Cedric Bonner's pass deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
They just keep doing it, that defensive line. I think it was Al Lucas, who tipped that one. Number 76, the rookie from Troy State. You think with a 7-step drop and a 6'4" quarterback, he'd get it over his head, but he didn't. Perfectly timed by Al Lucas. A really powerful player.
And Cedric Garner, who was so outstanding in the semifinal win over San Jose, only 5 of 16. He does have completions to 5 different receivers on those 5 completed passes. Second down. Bryant crosses the 20 down to the 18-yard line, but still short of the first down as we come to the 1-minute warning. Antoine Tolliver, the last tackle. We've got a minute to go till halftime. New timing rules in effect. We'll be back to Tampa in just a moment in a 4-point game. To go till halftime in the Arena Bowl. A 4-point game. Tampa Bay leads Arizona. And the Rattlers facing a crucial third down here.
You know, and as badly as they play here in the first half, you know, they get a touchdown, obviously, you know, very much in this ball game. So they've kind of escaped some bad plays.
Cedric Bonner down the sideline. Nobody there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tolliver. Tolliver will be tackled. And it'd be marked out at the 1-yard line, I think. If he'd have stayed in the end zone, he had the touchback to the 5. But Tolliver with the interception.
Well, that's what.
There's a flag down. It's
just an ill-advised throw this time by Cedric.
But there is a penalty marker.
And he has so much
contact. Defense, number 18.
Okay, they got to get a break.
Automatic first down.
You know, Cedric Bonner has so much confidence in Hunky Cooper because he's done it over and over and over again. In their 11 years together, you give him the benefit of the doubt sometimes. That's the illegal contact down the field. And maybe he just knew the penalty was there. He had a freebie. Now, it might be actually a smart play by Bonner.
So the illegal contact nullifies the interception. You talked about the trust between the two veterans, Bonner and Cooper. In fact, Cedric is telling us he wasn't going to play without Hunky on his team.
Hunky's deciding whether he's going to be able to play in Arizona next year.
Running play. Kelly looks for a block. Using his blockers, dives inside the 10-yard line where he's covered by Troy Wilson.
Oh, Kelly, we talked about a 1,000-yard rusher. You know how many years it took him to get it? It's not a season. It took 8 years it took him to get 1,000 yards.
This is only a 50-yard field with little running, remember. We've got a timeout. 43 seconds, first half. 20-16, Tampa Bay leads Arizona. 43 seconds till halftime. Arizona with a full complement of timeouts. Tampa Bay has used their last one. Arizona would like to score on the last play of the half. Tampa Bay gets it to start the second half.
They'll run this one.
It's Bo Kelly, driven back by the Tampa Bay defense, led by nose tackle Al Lucas.
Yeah, led by Al Lucas is right. Well, we talking about what a powerful player he is. You know, a moment ago he knocked the pass away that Bonner was trying to throw downfield. This time on a, you know, into the first half, he bull rushes, knocks the guy down. I mean, he is one guy that's made a big difference to Tampa this year in his rookie year.
Clock ticking away, down to 14 seconds as Arizona calls a timeout. And coming to NBC 2 weeks, Saturday, July 5th, NASCAR returns to NBC for the Pepsi 400. Defending Winston Cup champion Tony Stewart got off to a slow start this year, but has a win recently at Pocono and primed for a big second half of the NASCAR season. That's the return of NASCAR to NBC, the Pepsi 400, prime time, Saturday, July 5th.
Well, with 14 seconds remaining in third down, I mean, Arizona should have at least time for those 2 plays. Still get a first down as well. To get a first down, call a timeout. But with only 8-yard
end zone. Time coming across. So left, X back. Oh, never mind. Left, X back. 69, X shallow, Y arrow on 101. Ready?
The Y is Gatewood, number 17. I think they're going to try to run him on what they call an arrow, which is an in and then an out. In and then out.
And it looks like David White has come up with a football, and Tampa Bay recovers.
That's the third turnover.
Third stop.
Yeah, and I believe it's the third turnover of this half. He gave the ball up 4 times last game they played in March 28th. Well, you know, when your nose tackle, Lucas, is pushing your center back as much as he has, sometimes you get some poor exchanges. That ball never got up to Cedric Bonner. And give Al Lucas, again, some credit.
And then Tucker kicked it, the center. Bonner never got it. It never came up, and then it hit Tucker on the foot, bounding right to White of Tampa Bay. And Danny White sees his team turn it over officially for the second time. Remember, they had that one interception nullified. So Kaleo goes to work for Tampa Bay, scrambles and fires, and it's caught, and then Dick Tolliver driven down but holds on to the football and comes up spinning. Gatewood decked him, but Tolliver held on.
Antoine Tolliver has really come on from this Tampa Bay Storm, and a guy that really came off the practice squad of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And they didn't give him a championship ring.
They didn't give him a championship ring, but he's called, Kaleo calls him his secret weapon. I don't think it's so secret so much after the last 4 or 5 games.
Flag is down as Kaleo spiked the ball. Remember, Tampa Bay out of timeouts and only 4 seconds left.
Well, when you're ahead, you have to try to advance the ball.
Tolliver, I don't know if he was trying to shake out the cobwebs or still celebrating.
No, that celebration. He's still celebrating, and rightfully so. He's played well on offense. 2 weeks ago, great defensive.
Calling the play. Number 91 in the defense. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. After distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Nakia Adderson is penalized.
Indoors or outdoors, that hurts.
By a college basketball player, which Tolliver was at Bethune Cookman, he can take a hit. 23-yard field goal attempt could be the last play of the half. 23-yard attempt by Kenny Stucker.
And this is where Arizona really needs a blocked kick. Something to give them some momentum going into halftime. Turn the ball over too many times.
Stucker's field goal attempt is on target. And the first half comes to a close. Recovered fumble by the Storm results in a Stucker field goal. And Tampa Bay will go to the locker room in the Arena Bowl, leading Arizona 23-16 as we go down to Marty Snyder.
Coach Tim Markham, you said you had to win the turnover battle to win this game. You've done that. Is the team performing like you would like so far?
Yeah, except for a few calls that didn't go our way. But I like the way the kids are fighting, the kids are hustling. We've got the possession, big possession coming back second half.
That's right. They had a big change in the second half of their game in Week 9 with Arizona. They got the big lead in the second half. Arizona went to halftime with the lead.
23-16. Stay tuned, Val, for Al Troutwig, Michael Irvin, Glenn Parker, and Ray Bentley here in our AFL on NBC set at the St. Pete Times Forum. That'll come up right after these messages and a word from your local station. 23-16 at halftime. You're watching Arena Bowl 17 on NBC.
We're back live in Tampa. NBC coverage of Arena Bowl 17. It's hard to tell who should be confident. Tampa because they played so well, or not confident because their lead over Arizona is only a touchdown. It's all happening in front of an amazingly energetic crowd here in Tampa, Florida. Welcome back, Al Troutwig, Michael Irvin, Glenn Parker, Ray Bentley. Could you please explain to me what Kelvin Kinney is thinking in a championship game to do that? And does he know right now how stupid it was?
Let me tell you guys, and you guys know, nobody likes showboating more than I do. Yeah. But even when he did this, and it was not a touchdown, as soon as the play happened, we're watching the play here. As soon as the play happened, I ran to Ray, and I said, that was not a touchdown. You'll see the fumble by Cedric Bonner.
Not a fumble.
Which is not a fumble. Right. So Kelvin Kinney gets, and he started throwing the ball a la Leon Lett for me at the 5-yard line. Even as much as I like to play and have fun, that's stupid. This is Arena Bowl. You don't do that.
That's right. You're talking about 2 bad calls on 1 play that result in a touchdown. That's the difference in this game right now.
And I want to know, Ray, which calls do you think Tim Markham believes didn't go his way?
All of them. That Tim Markham doesn't think he gets any breaks. That's just the way he is. He'll be that way until he's gone.
Now, we've learned about this sport week to week, but Week 9, Arizona had a slim lead at halftime and then got blitzed. 40-7 in the second half. Do you get the feeling like anything like that is possible in a game this big?
Well, I'll tell you, if Cedric Bonner doesn't start sharpening up and taking better care of the football, then they are going to have problems in the second half.
But it's not only Cedric Bonner. When they started this game, Cedric Bonner was throwing well. They threw the first 5 passes. 4 of them were drops. Right. So the receivers, they got to start playing better.
It's on offensive and defensive line right now. Tampa Bay is dominating the line of scrimmage. That's why they're winning.
It's always in the trenches with Glenn. Anyway, we've got some fabulous images from 2003 this season in the AFL, the first on NBC.
Ready for this opening weekend of the AFL on NBC.
In the studio are taking a note.
There you go, Ray. There you go, Ray. That's that ball for you. Look at that. Hey.
I don't have a problem with that one.
Guys, it's hard for me to pick my favorite, but I think it's Ray Bentley. I've got no problem with that celebration.
I still have no problem with that one.
Thoughts for the second half?
Hey, for me again, Arizona, they must play more sharp. They're not playing as sharp as they want to play.
To me, that should give Arizona confidence because it's hard to imagine Cedric Bonner putting 2 halves that are like that together.
I agree. Ced has to come up big, and his offensive line has to protect him.
What do you think, Coach?
I think he said it all, but I think Tampa Bay's too strong. The defense is too good.
If you've been with us all season, you know that Marty Lowe, the coach of Georgia, never returned Glenn Parker's phone calls. Moments ago, right above us here, he held up his cell phone. He's got him now. Second half coming your way.
And welcome back to the St. Pete Times Forum in the Tampa Bay area. And the home team, the Storm, leading the Arizona Rattlers 23-16 here at halftime. Interesting, Pat, that only a 23-16 game with as ragged as Arizona has looked.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing to me. Cedric Bonner has not thrown a touchdown pass. John Kaleo has only thrown one touchdown pass between the 2 quarterbacks. That's very surprising.
Thought you predicted there'd be a lot of touchdown passes thrown in this game.
There will be. It's still plenty of time, Tom. Plenty of time.
Let's look at our Kia halftime stats and keep in mind that Tampa Bay has scored 10 points off those 2 Arizona turnovers.
Yeah, those 2 fumbles. Remember, they had an interception that really got called back, so they could have had 3 turnovers. Offensive stops, you see 3 by Arizona in their 5 possessions. This has not been a productive team. And Tampa Bay's defense, I think Al Lucas in particular, has played remarkably well, causing a lot of those problems. There's the first fumble.
Controversial call.
That was, and then Calvin Kinney kind of dumped the ball off before he got in the end zone. There's the second one. David White picks up the fumble, and that was turned into 10 points.
So Bonner has to collect himself, but the veteran, as we pointed out to start the game, is capable of that and has all those leadership skills that he's honed along with Hunky Cooper. So they are a veteran team with veteran leadership. And meanwhile, John Kaleo looking for that first title of any kind. He told us yesterday the only championship he has ever won was intramural basketball at the University of Maryland.
Yeah, but he said, you know, this year, even though it's his best, it would be all for naught if we don't win a championship.
Kaleo, 6 of 10, 120 yards. Tampa did not turn the ball over in that first half. That'll be a touchback, and the Storm will take over at the 5-yard line. This year, Denny's put together Denny's Great Uniform Giveaway and gave fans a chance for their local teams to win uniforms provided by Majestic Athletic. And the final winner of the season, Doris Ray Lair, a retiree from Casa Grande, Arizona. Doris won uniforms for her town's Little League team, the Stansfield Little Leaguers. So Tampa Bay takes over at its own 5 after the touchback, and John Kaleo's first pass of the second half is almost intercepted, nearly intercepted by Milligan.
Well, that was a Freddie Solomon.
As Solomon was the intended receiver, and Milligan just stepped in front and nearly had it.
And Solomon, the offensive specialist, who had such a big year, over 100 catches on the year, has been shut out the first half.
Milligan should have had it, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's why those guys play on defense, as you know.
Another Arizona drop, this one on defense.
Indeed. But, you know, that's what they really need. They need a defensive stop right now.
Second down.
Go!
Kaleo rifles it complete. Another tough hit. But Dell holds on.
We're going to get a chance to listen in and talk to Tim Markham here in a moment as he calls this play with John Kaleo at his side. He is tough on quarterbacks, isn't he?
Well, he's a former quarterback.
Yeah. What? No, I'll run it. Hurry up, give me some. 33 base.
All right, what do you have there, Tim, for us?
It's at the base play. Bigger than that little one.
Well, what does that base play mean?
We're going to hand the ball to 34, David White.
Okay.
Hopefully he'll run over Hunky Cooper for the first down.
Okay, I got you. You look for the first down. Here's Hunky.
Right.
Here's White. I got you.
And White,
just as you call it,
shakes the tackle from Hunky Cooper in attempt and picks up the Tampa first down.
All right.
Tim, what do you like here? What do you have?
We got a 3-sided formation we call bunch. We're going to throw the ball. We call it the gang screen. It's a little bubble screen outside out there. Freddie Solomon's going to get the ball.
Okay. He's the guy who's been shut out thus far. He's right here.
Solomon makes it to midfield. Ricky Parker knocks him out. First catch of the day for Freddie Solomon.
Yeah, surprised he had 105 on the year.
Take him.
You and John in agreement on that call. What do you have, Tim?
Yeah. Iowa. If they're pressing the backs, they're pressing the 2 outside guys, we're going to rub for the Z on the slant. The other guy is going to run a post or a corner, depending on what coverage he gets.
Yeah, that's your wing.
That's the guy in motion.
Yeah, he's going to be in motion. That'll be Cliff Dell.
It'll be Cliff Dell.
Yeah. And Z is...
If he's been played inside, he'll run a corner route. Outside, he'll run a post route.
Gotcha. And Samuel's up here.
We're going to rub 20 right here. That's the second alternative.
Okay.
Kaleo, chase from the pocket, scrambles, and then is hit hard and dropped. After he gained about a yard, Mike Lawson hit him hard, and
he's down.
Kaleo is hurt.
Kaleo is down. These guys are such tough quarterbacks to play every single game, which John has, and get his hit as much as you do. I mean, they get hit on at least 50% of the plays. Now, their backup is Pat O'Hara, a very experienced backup, number 17 from USC, who was a starter in Orlando and won an AFL championship.
Oh, you get an idea how tough that hit was.
You're actually,
Now,
yeah.
Cliff Dell is listed as the backup quarterback. This is a little juggling of the roster, but O'Hara is warming up. Now, O'Hara is the third quarterback. If he comes in the game, then Kaleo cannot return. Dell is the backup quarterback, listed as such by Tampa Bay. So
they will call a timeout and try to give John Kaleo as much time as he can to recover.
If Dell takes some snaps at quarterback, then Kaleo can return. However, if O'Hara does indeed come in the game as the third quarterback, neither Kaleo would not be able to return to the game, nor Dell.
Dell, yeah,
who's the backup.
Yeah, a very strategic moment for Tim Markham right now.
So if Kaleo can return, things will work out for Tampa Bay. If it has to be O'Hara, then Kaleo and Dell, who is also valuable as a defender and a receiver, would also be not able to return.
But would you give someone else a chance? I mean, before O'Hara, I mean, you take a shotgun snap with somebody else to give Kaleo a little longer to recover? Well, Kaleo just went into the locker room, so he's not going to take this next snap. So, you know, Antoine Tolliver, didn't he play? Here comes Pat O'Hara.
So Pat O'Hara, the former USC Trojan in his 9th season, has attempted only 14 passes this season, 35% completion, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Well, Tim Markham told us yesterday that Cliff Dell was going to be his backup quarterback, which means if that's true, that he shouldn't be able to come back in the ballgame now.
So Pat O'Hara at quarterback. His first pass attempt is right on target.
You don't lose much with Pat O'Hara. In Orlando in 1998, he won an ArenaBowl championship. A strong player in this league, as you see, over 12,000 yards, very accurate, and has been here before.
First down for Tampa Bay inside the 20-yard line of Arizona. Storm leading 23-16. O'Hara goes for the end zone and over the head of Tolliver. Defended by Clarence Lawson.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Tim Markham's going to handle this, what he's going to be asking Pat O'Hara to do. I mean, you know, in the outdoor game, you can fall back on the running game, but not in arena football. Your quarterback has to carry the load.
Second down and 10 for Pat O'Hara. Stands in the pocket and throws it away. Off the net, incomplete. Can be caught off the net by offense or defense, but it hits the turf incomplete. It'll be third down.
Zebra, 52, Z-Dig, Z-Dig.
Hey, Tim, Pat Hayden here. Have you lost John Kaleo now for the game?
He's done for the game.
Done for the game.
Yeah.
Cliff Dell is out also for the game?
Yep. That's the chance you take when you make that down second quarterback.
Okay, we were right on that assessment.
Thank goodness. Caught down to the 1-yard line by Samuels. So O'Hara hits Samuels, and Pat O'Hara has the Storm down to the 1-yard line, first and goal.
Pat O'Hara in his 9th year out of USC. Look at him focused. Good pass protection, and just drills it to his big-bodied Lawrence Samuels. You know, if Tim Markham doesn't have an experienced backup like Pat O'Hara, maybe he doesn't take that chance. Because Pat O'Hara has played well in this league for a long time.
He's 2 of 4 and 24 yards since taking over for Kaleo.
Oh, fumble.
Off the right, fumble football, and it looks like Arizona has recovered. Yes, Arizona recovers the fumble.
And that was the stop they need. Remember, this is the opening drive of the second half. The stop that Arizona needed. to make this really essentially an even ball game.
So David White recovered a fumble for Tampa Bay earlier. Now he fumbles one that Arizona recovers in the shadow of the Rattler goal line. White is hit, the ball loose, and a big turnover, and no more number 1 quarterback. Things clouding up for the Storm. The AFL on NBC is brought to you by Kia Motors. 7 cars, 1 belief. Kia, make every mile count. By Wendy's Classic Hamburgers. It's better here. By Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. In theaters everywhere, June 27th. And by Days Inn. Next time you travel, touchdown at Days Inn for a great value. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden. With Lewis Johnson, Marty Snyder, our producer Jim Bell, director John Gonzalez. ArenaBowl XVII, 23-16. Arizona takes over after the turnover. And Cedric Bonner to Gatewood on a screen pass. And Gatewood crosses the 10-yard line close to a first down. Tackled by Omar Smith as we go down to Marty.
Tom, inside the Tampa Bay Storm locker room, you can see John Kaleo being worked on behind me. He said he took a helmet to the back, and it stings his back when he rotates. When he goes to throw, it makes it even worse. He said he cannot go for the rest of the game. He can barely even turn his back, so he's definitely done for the game, as Tim Markham told us. Back to you guys.
Well, and if something would happen to O'Hara, Antoine Tolliver, number 18, who's now playing defensive back, would be the quarterback.
Flags will stop that play before it gets started.
So Anton Tolliver, number 18, is going to have an interesting rest of this game because the guy in front of him, Cliff Dell, is out too.
Ball start, number 99 offense. 5-yard penalty. Go second down.
So Antoine Tolliver, I think, has to play virtually every single play in this second half and potentially at quarterback. Now, Bethune-Cookman, he just played basketball.
That's right. Now, the story of T.T. Tolliver, Antoine Tolliver, he lost his dad, passed away when he was a youngster. He went to junior college in Mississippi and got some bad advice. He didn't have his dad for guidance. Signed with the Canadian Football League instead of playing major college football. That's intercepted. Intercepted by Omar Smith.
Wow. This Tampa Bay defense is just unbelievable. That is his 9th interception of the year. Last year he played in San Jose and won a championship ring as a two-way player, has been their defensive specialist this year for Tampa, and has made play after play like that for the Storm.
Bryant looked like he had it for a moment and then right through his arms into the waiting hands of Omar Smith, the 3rd Arizona turnover of the game. John Kaleo, pain and all, says well done. So back-to-back turnovers. Tampa Bay takes over, protecting a 23-16 lead.
I need another ring. I need another ring. That's what's up.
Indeed, he wants one. Won one last year with San Jose. But, Tom, you know, he's had the great interceptions this year. We just saw his 9th. He's had 5 fumble recoveries. But I think what he's done particularly well, he's been a great open field tackler this year. 88 tackles this year, 4.5 today. And those 88 tackles saved a lot of touchdowns, believe me.
And he continues to be an Arizona nemesis. Was on the team that blew him out in the Arena Bowl last year, San Jose.
Had an interception last year, too.
O'Hara wide open, touchdown, caught by Samuels. Pat O'Hara with a touchdown toss to Lawrence Samuels.
We're going to go for one, as Pat O'Hara says, but Lawrence Samuels has scored 5 different ways this season for the Storm. Caught 19 touchdown passes, an interception return, a kickoff return for a touchdown, a fumble return for a touchdown, and he scored on a 2-point play. Great two-way player.
And now Kenny Stucker for the extra point attempt. High snap. Down and through. The kick is good.
In the first game against Arizona earlier this year in March, Samuels caught 3 touchdown passes. When you get a big body in motion like that, he's an awfully tough guy because he's so strong. As he bounces off Milligan, and a perfect throw by backup quarterback Pat O'Hara.
And he also held for the extra point and took a high snap and got it down.
More you can do in this league.
3 Arizona turnovers have led to 17 Tampa Bay points, the latest on the arm of Pat O'Hara, who came off the bench to hit 3 of 5, 33 yards, and directed that touchdown drive.
When your backup quarterback is experienced and prepared, I mean, you have a chance of not losing a beat. And you get the feeling that Pat O'Hara is prepared to play.
And he's given Tampa Bay its biggest lead of the game. Now they're examining, I don't know, the nets or what. And Bill Lemonnier, the referee, is... Oh, they got 2 footballs stuck up there.
Yeah, that's a problem right there.
If we brought you in, could you knock those? Could you hit those and bring them up?
About 25 years ago, Tom, I might have. I'd give the kickers a chance, though. That part of the net is supposed to be slack. You know, they have the firm nets on either side, but that middle where those 2 balls are supposed to be a slack net. It doesn't look too concerned, though, Pat O'Hara.
It doesn't, does it?
Yeah. You know, that's what your teammates love to see in a backup quarterback. You hate to see a guy that's really nervous.
Tucker will kick off to Lawson. Off the middle part of the net, takes an erratic bounce. Lawson collars it and just grabbed by the jersey and slung to the turf, or else he might have had a big gainer. It was David Saunders that had him. Let's go to Ray Bentley.
Thanks, Tom. I think Tim Markham was willing to go with Pat O'Hara because he knows he has a very good quarterback, even though he lost Dell and John Kaleo. But look at the strength of the arm. O'Hara can not only throw the fastball, he's got the touch. He is a very seasoned arena quarterback.
Yeah, just as we said, he won a championship in '98 with Orlando.
And what about this stat? He has more touchdown passes than Cedric Bonner.
That one caught me by surprise.
Pace holds on despite the hit from Corey Sawyer. And Tampa Bay's feeling it now.
You're right. There is a surge by this Tampa Bay defense, the team. And Cedric Bonner's got to settle it down. 0-1. He dropped passes. He's had 4, but the 2 fumbles. And the fumbles, I think, were largely because of the nose tackle play of Tampa. It was Al Lucas one time, and I think it was Kinney the other, Kelvin Kinney, pushing those centers right back into Bonner and causing some bad exchanges.
Just 2 touchdowns in 6 possessions today for the Rattlers. Bonner has a man wide open. It's Bryant. And he's twisted down inside the 15-yard line by Corey Sawyer and Antoine Tolliver.
Yeah, that's only the 3rd catch by Oshwante Bryant today. He is their offensive specialist. The guy who came on after Chris Horn, their very talented offensive specialist, left for the NFL. He was a 2-way player. They converted to an offensive specialist. Really had a good year. Took a shot there. But it's been kind of quiet in this championship game.
Don't you think Arizona desperately needs a score here at this stage of the game?
Absolutely. 2-score game. And this is where Cedric Bonner has to make a couple of good plays. Now, he's got some talented guys to do that.
Bonner hit as he let it go, and it was nearly intercepted by Saunders.
How about that sidearm release by Cedric Bonner? Remember early in the game we said he's shaking his right wrist. He's left-handed, though. But early in the game, we said Cedric Bonner has 3 or 4 different types of releases. And the release depends upon where those bodies are. Just trying to find a window. That was a little sidearm shot because he was rushed by number 65, Ernest Curtin. Yeah, you're right, Samuels almost did pick that one off.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 with the clock approaching 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter. A forgettable afternoon so far for Cedric Bonner.
But, you know, the good ones really rally, and Cedric Bonner is a really good one.
Rattlers have gone 17.5 minutes without a score. That's an obvious penalty in the end zone. It'll be called on Omar Smith trying to defend Randy Gatewood.
Smart play by Omar Smith. That was going to be a touchdown to Randy Gatewood. And, you know, we've seen Omar Smith use his talented hands for interceptions. He tackles well. That time he used his mind. I mean, that's a very smart play.
Pass interference, defense, number 14. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
He was going to get beaten for the touch. Give it his best Laurence Olivier at the end.
And Randy Gatewood, the league Ironman of the year, best 2-way player. And he overcame some personal tragedy, did Randy Gatewood. His wife had a miscarriage in April, a trying time for their family. He shook it off and had a tremendous season on both sides of the ball. He just has 2 catches today. Pitch it to Kelly. Couldn't get a block. Finally picked his way inside the 5. Tough running. David Saunders again in there to break it up, and Kelly loses his helmet and almost is cool here.
So when the fullbacks run, they seem to lose their helmet a lot this league. Have you noticed that? I mean, they take so many shots. Listening to Danny White.
What if they could rivet them on?
They need to. Or double chin strap it.
Right bunch, sprint left, screen right to tight end.
All right, he's going to screen right to the tight end. The tight end is going to be the man who comes out of the huddle and raises his hand.
Sprint left. Okay, that's Rocket now. Rocket. Sprint left, screen right to the tight end on 1-on-1.
The tight end comes out, raises his hand. If we see him. Did he raise his hand?
Yeah, on the right.
Did you see it? I didn't see him raise the hand.
Bonner rolls and throws. Touchdown to Bryant.
Oh, what a heads-up play by Cedric Bonner, because you heard the call. That was supposed to be a screen to number 99, Brian Henderson. But Cedric Bonner just kind of ad-libbed and saw Bryant back open in the end of the end zone, or the back of the end zone. Terrific play. Good read and good arm strength by Bonner.
First touchdown pass for Cedric today after 8 in the semifinals 2 weeks ago, and man, did they need this one.
Again, the pressure there. You see, when you throw off your back foot and you've got to put some juice on it and you've got to throw it accurately, you need to have some arm strength, and Cedric Bonner indeed has that.
Garner's extra point attempt is up, and it is no good off the iron.
Every point is important now.
So Bonner throws a touchdown pass, but the extra point no good. The Rattlers down by 8.
The quarterback, Bonner, for the Rattlers is out. He's got an injured shoulder. That hurts.
They started off the season rather poorly. Started off 4-5, and after they lost to Tampa Bay to go 4-5, he publicly criticized 2 of his stars, Randy Gatewood and Hunky Cooper.
Trouble on the snap. Oh, goodness. Henderson drills it. The loose football. Touchdown, Arizona.
Bonner's going to go for 6 to Gatewood. Gatewood has it on the fingertips for the touchdown.
You know, actually, they've gone 9-1 since Danny White did that. And Danny White knew exactly what he was doing, motivating his 2 stars.
Hunky Cooper and Randy Gatewood. Hunky didn't take to it too kindly. He said it took him a while to figure out what his coach was doing. He gave him the silent treatment for a week or so.
That's exactly right. But Danny expected it, but he got the result, the exact result he wanted. That's a short kick.
And it'll be taken by Tolliver with a head start right at the goal line. Good special teams coverage, and the ball's loose.
They called it down.
It'll be down, ruled down at about the 7-yard line. Henderson made the play as we check back in with Marty.
Well, Tom, John Kaleo's made it back to the Tampa Bay bench. First of all, talk about the play that puts you out of the game, and what's the final diagnosis on your back?
Yeah, we tried to run a little poco with Cliff, and they came up and smacked it. Didn't have anybody open, I thought, so I tried to take off, run with it. I was going to make a move on Hunky, and then I got nailed in the back, right underneath my rib cage, and thought it knocked the wind out of me, but then I tried to get him to throw the ball, and I had like a temporary paralysis, like right in my back. It's just, I wish I could come back and play, but I can't even perform my job right now.
What does Pat O'Hara bring to your football club?
Oh, experience. You know, this is Pat's 3rd Arena Bowl. This is nothing new to him, and that's why you go out and you get a veteran backup, just in case your starter does go down, you don't miss a beat, and Pat's going to do fine.
6 players have Arena Bowl rings on this Tampa Bay team. Pat O'Hara has 2 of those, guys.
Well, John Kaleo would like to have 1. He'll be back selling real estate in another week or so. He sold $4 million worth in the Tampa Bay area last year. And the other player that was disqualified with him, Cliff Dell, they sort of work off the field too. Dell is a mortgage broker.
Yeah, John Kaleo said, you know, I'm going to have to get a haircut next week, and then I'm going to be back to selling real estate. He's a normal guy.
O'Hara overshoots Samuels. And let's go down to Lewis.
Well, Tom, over here in the Arizona bench area, Danny White just pulled his defensive guys together and pointed at him with his eyes and his finger and said, let me remind you guys, Tampa Bay has only 1 quarterback. So right now he's trying to inspire them to get back out there and get after him see if they can get some energy and turnovers and get the score back in a position where they want it to be. John?
Should O'Hara go out, it looks like it would be T.T. Tolliver that would have to take the snap.
Well, I'll tell you, Doug Plank, the defensive coordinator about Arizona, knows about putting quarterbacks out of games. I remember when he was on the Chicago Bears, you played against those Bear teams. Your backup quarterback got a few extra snaps every week, every time before you played the Bears.
So the plot thickens here in Arena Bowl 17. Back with the fourth quarter after these words from your local station.
This copyrighted telecast of the Arena Football League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written permission of the AFL and NBC.
Quarterback in the game. He's all they got. He is all they got. He goes down. They got nobody else to play quarterback. Let's get after him. Go get support. Let's get after him. Now let's go defense.
Mike. Danny White calling on his players to get after Pat O'Hara, the lone remaining quarterback for Tampa Bay, as we start the fourth quarter.
How would you like to be Mr. or Mrs. O'Hara? Listen to that, going after your son like that. Now, the big thing, Arizona defense cannot jump off sides, because they get an automatic first down if they do. Oh, they did. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, I was talking to Doug Plank about this morning. They're going to say that the Arizona guys are pointing at some of the offensive linemen. But Doug Plank was saying on 3rd and 10, we back our guys up. And I tell them, don't jump off sides.
This could be a crucial call. Automatic first down if it's offside.
Prior to the snap. Number 81 on the offense. Move first. Then through the defense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Freddie Solomon, the offensive specialist.
You could almost tell by the expression on Tim Markham's face that he knew it was going to go against him.
And somebody else that was in Freddie Solomon right down here.
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
Indeed.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting. He's usually in motion. He's not often stationary like that, and perhaps uncomfortable.
3rd and 15. O'Hara heaves it downfield, and it is caught. Touchdown, Samuels.
Makes 6 touchdowns against Arizona this year. And Tom, that's as good a throw and catch under pressure in a game like this as you're going to see, I think.
43 yards. Pat O'Hara to Lawrence Samuels.
Scarlett O'Hara could have caught that one. that was a great throw. Key extra point.
Stucker. O'Hara holds. It's good.
Okay, Lawrence Samuels and John Kaleo smiling. He knows what's at stake. The man in motion. The big receiver. He didn't get his hands on him. Parker didn't get his hands on him, and watch the adjustment. And that was a moon ball. It almost hit the scoreboard as it came down, and he stayed with it the entire way. One more look. I mean, it came over right. It looked like Willie Mays. Right over the top.
Great catch here by Samuels. As O'Hara put it where only he could get it.
Willie Mays indeed.
On 3rd and 15, a huge play. Take a bow, Lawrence.
Woo. That was pretty good.
The AFL on NBC is brought to you by Denny's. Stop by Denny's today and enjoy our great new barbecue meals starting at $6.99. By Re-Engineered Degree for Men, kicks in the clutch. By Charles Schwab. Join the movement of investors getting a fresh start at Charles Schwab. Call 1-800-4-SCHWAB. And by ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. Call 1-800-ADT-ASAP. John Kaleo watches his backup, Pat O'Hara, throw as many touchdown passes as the two starters combined.
Incredible to me.
2 touchdown passes. Kaleo has 1. Bonner has 1.
I'd squib this one. I wouldn't give Arizona a chance to return it.
Tucker kicks it away. Lawson can't field it. Hunky Cooper picks it up. Cooper collared at the 8-yard line by Lawrence Samuels, who just scored the touchdown. Tuesday night at 9/8 Central on NBC. The search is on for the funniest person in America. You be the judge. Help find the last comic standing. That's the last comic standing Tuesday night at 9/8 Central here on NBC.
You mentioned the kind of day that Pat O'Hara is having. Look at that, 4 of 8 and 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. Bonner only 1 touchdown. Threw 8 in the semifinal game. 8 touchdowns. He's thrown 96 in his playoff career. Actually, make that 97.
What was it, the Baltimore Colts in the 60s when Tom Maddie came in, replacing Johnny Unitas, and his backup, Gary Quazzo. Corey Sawyer makes a defensive play, and once again, it looks like Tampa Bay can smell victory here.
Corey Sawyer is a good tackler. So's Omar Smith. Al Lucas, number 76, has had a whale of a game in the defense. I mean, they were billed as the #1 defense coming in these playoffs, and they have not disappointed. They're #1 in sacks, #1 in run defense, #1 in red zone defense, and most importantly right now, #1 in 3rd and 4th down defense.
Plenty of time left in this quick strike league, though, for Cedric Bonner, but they need to keep pace and hope to make a big play. Bryant can't hang on. Into the stands and incomplete. It was behind Bryant, covered by T.T. Tolliver, and it's incomplete.
You know, Hunky has not done much today. The 2-time Iron Man of his career, 1 reception, only 8 yards, 2.5 tackles. But you know what? This is the time where a guy like Hunky Cooper, he likes these moments. Danny White said it was a couple weeks ago. He said he's like Michael Jordan, wants the ball at the end of the game when the game is on line.
And he said the blowout by San Jose last year was his most embarrassing moment in athletics. He graded each one of his players by the stats and then posted those stats in his locker as motivation for this season. Cedric Bonner on 3rd down. Rolls. Hit as he delivers.
It's lots of fumble, right?
It's going to be still no ruling. B.J. Cohen was the man.
Yep.
It is a fumble, and Tampa Bay has it. Recovered by Samuels after the hit from B.J. Cohen.
Absolutely fitting that Samuels makes the recovery, and B.J. Cohen, in his first year as a Storm player, had 4 great years in Orlando, comes around the corner and tips this ball out of Bonner's hands.
There it is.
Yeah, a hustling strip by B.J. Cohen, who's had his best year.
Bonner was bringing it forward, but Cohen knocked it free. And B.J. Cohen, unbelievable, causes Bonner to fumble for the 3rd time today. He's taken a beating. And now B.J. Cohen is feeling it. This Tampa Bay defense has been energized by Pat O'Hara's performance off the bench for the offense.
Yeah, and their defense just continues to play well, no matter who's playing quarterback.
The Storm about to get some separation if they punch it in here. O'Hara with a flag down. Bryant deflects the pass. Intended for Saunders, and we'll check the penalty marker. Milligan deflected it.
Defense, number 32. Outside rush. After distance and goal. Automatic first down.
That's Frank trying to do. The MAC linebacker's got to stay in that box. Can't rush outside. He had a good playoff series, has Trentadue. 3 sacks in the playoffs. And boy, they need one from him right now. But I'll be very surprised if Tim Markham just didn't run the ball in here. 4 runs if it takes it.
Tampa Bay looking for, indeed, another Arena Bowl championship. It would be the franchise's 5th.
Rip, 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 rip. Get down, Frank, right here.
Looks like an option kind of play from O'Hara. Don't worry about him getting hurt. Just let him keep the football and score the touchdown.
You know, Tim Markham's one of those Texas tough quarterbacks. Pat O'Hara's from Southern California. And, you know, he just gave him the chance to follow his fullback into the end zone, flag down again.
And he just chewed out David White.
You know, really a gutsy call by Markham. He knows what's at stake. His players have made some stupid plays, and he knows it. He is a tough guy to play quarterback for.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on White. And Markham is still angry.
And Hunky Cooper, number 14, right here, really gets hammered. Just gets hammered by White. Runs right over him. And that led the way for O'Hara. Rough game for one of the game's all-time greats.
High snap. O'Hara got it down. And Stucker puts it up. No good.
O'Hara does just about everything well.
Well, it was set back at long range because of the penalty. But O'Hara, he's the only quarterback left. That doesn't matter. Behind the block by White. Pounds into the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. And the Storm now up 43-22. This week's Honda in his element puts a lucky fan in one. The grand prize winner of a brand new 2003 Honda Element is Nathan Costell of Killeen, Texas. Congratulations, Nathan, from Honda, the exclusive sponsor of the AFL's In His Element Play of the Week. 9:53 left, fourth quarter, ArenaBowl 17. Tampa Bay now leads 43-22. Tim Markham is really in his element as he coaches his team today. And an incredible story involving his college days. He was a quarterback at McMurray College, Abilene, Texas. They played a game in Monroe, Louisiana, and returning home, they were in an old DC-3. This is back in 1963. And the pilot forgot to make an adjustment to the plane. He realized it when he got in the air and then tried to land twice. The second time he damaged the landing gear, so they knew they were going to have to make a forced landing. For 45 minutes, they flew around at treetop level to burn off fuel, not knowing whether they would live or die. They made an emergency belly landing at Barksdale Air Force Base, and they all walked, or rather ran, away from it. Here's the kickoff. Tom Pace makes a nice return out close to midfield. And just to complete the story, Grant Taft, famous coach now, or coached at Baylor, was then the coach at McMurray. And Grant Taft issued all the people that were in that plane crash Bible cards. They're in the Bible Club. It stands for the Brotherhood of Indian Belly Landing Experts, the McMurray College Indians. The Brotherhood of Indian Belly Landing Experts, the Bible Club, as they walked away from a belly landing at an old DC-3.
Yeah, he said, for 45 minutes they flew at treetop level. He said you can see people watching televisions in their home.
Cedric Bonner finds a wide open Pace, tries to put on a move and does. He's down to the 5-yard line. Tackled there by Omar Smith.
Yeah, and now Cedric Bonner has to get his team in and out of the huddle. And they're going to have to recover an onside kick or two.
Difference in the game, the turnovers, 22 Tampa Bay points off the Arizona turnovers. And the Rattlers do not have a single point off Tampa Bay turnovers.
And they need to score very quickly and then either stop or recover an onside kick to have any chance of this ball game.
Saunders one-handed it. There's a flag down.
Oh my.
Talk about Willie Mays.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And these guys are such good athletes. Remember, Saunders plays offense. He made a great play on defense. He plays special teams.
Defense. 22. Half the distance to goal. Automatically foul.
Samuels called for pass interference to nullify the interception, but it was a thing of beauty anyway.
Yeah, regardless. I don't think Samuels is in the game, so they got the wrong number. But, you know, Tom, you talked about it a couple weeks ago. We have seen more fabulous one-handed catches in this league than I can ever recall. This is the penalty on Crespina. Yeah, they called it on Samuels, but it was on Crespina.
Well, Bonner has had 3 fumbles and an interception today, and 2 interceptions called off by penalty. Could be a disaster. There's Gatewood on a touchdown catch from Cedric Bonner. So given new life on the penalty, Arizona's able to convert.
And they should go for 2 here, right? Make it, no, they're not. Make it 42.
They're down 21, so you don't have to yet.
Right. Maybe it's too early, maybe too early. Yeah. You know, the determination. And again, it's one of those reasons, found that small little crack in those upstretched arms to hit Randy Gatewood.
Garner, the extra point is good. Arizona not done yet. 43-29 with 7:24 left. Onside kick, maybe, when we return.
That's Bob O'Connor, the special teams coach. Tom, if they ever needed a onside kick call, this is it. Now, he went to his collar. That's a stay call, which means whatever they called in the huddle a moment ago, that you stay on with that. 4 different onside kicks. It looks like this one, they may just kick it away.
Garner, onside.
That's live.
That's live ball, and Arizona has it. Off the board. The board is not out of bounds.
Yep.
And Gatewood came up with it.
And that's their grounder call. They called that in the huddle, and then he went to his collar. He said, stay with the call.
Kickoff hit the sideboards, causing it to become dead. First down, Tampa.
Well, now I'm wrong. I thought the sideboard was...
Yeah, the sideboards, on kicks. I thought they were live, too. On kicks, they're out of bounds. So you got to recover this before it hits that sideboard.
I see. Now, normally that would not be out of bounds unless it hits that white line at the bottom, but on kicks, it's out of bounds.
You know, Tampa did a great job of blocking Gatewood, because Gatewood was the featured guy there and was running down cleanly until he got blocked. Otherwise, he gets it before he hits the boards.
Right, that was the intent, and his progress impeded. He couldn't get there. Solomon wrestled down at about the line of scrimmage. And coming to NBC next Saturday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific, the U.S. Senior Open from Inverness Country Club. Remember how well Tom Watson played at the U.S. Open last week? Well, he'll be in the field. And, of course, Arnold Palmer, Jack Nicklaus, other legends. The U.S. Senior Open coverage begin next Saturday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific here on NBC.
And the winner gets an exemption to next year's U.S. Open. So, indeed, a lot at stake. And Watson played absolutely beautifully, particularly the first couple of days. Well, Arizona needs a turnover badly if they're going to have any chance of winning this thing.
Backup quarterback O'Hara. Crossing route and wide open. Caught by Crespina, and Lawson tackles him. Let's go down to Marty.
Well, Tom, a good way to decide who might be the MVP is to come to the old ball bag. And we see down here in the Tampa Bay ball bag, we got a couple balls. We got a ball for Pat O'Hara, one for Cliff Dell through that 2-point conversion. Kelvin Kinney, but look, 3 of them for Lawrence Samuels. They call him Law Dog, and he's got 3 of them in the bag. And one of the guys just told me he's got my vote for MVP so far.
Well, I tell you what, it's hard for me to go against Pat O'Hara in the most clutch situation you can imagine, replacing that man, the injured John Kaleo. O'Hara's hit 6 of 10 for 82 yards and a couple of scores.
One surprising running the ball here.
That's broken up. Good defensive play by Milligan. Clock doesn't stop now until the final minute, so it continues to roll to 5 minutes.
Now, Randy Gatewood was Iron Man of the Year, but Lawrence Samuels certainly should have been considered and was considered. He had just a fantastic year on both sides of the ball. 77 catches, 4 interceptions. And there he is. And he said a couple of weeks ago when we talked to him that if you play for Tampa, you expect to win championships. We're not in here to win conference titles or just get to the Arena Bowl. We expect to win it.
Stucker with a 24-yard field goal attempt on 4th down. And way off.
That's live.
And it's alive off the net. Flag is down. Lawson caught it off the net. Well, despite the run of kickers, Tampa Bay doesn't seem to be bothered by it.
Really. You know, I don't think Tim Markham.
Good catch interference. Number 97 on the kicking team. 5 yards tacked on the end of the run.
I think
First down.
If you ask Tim Markham any of the names of his kickers, I'm not sure he could give you any of them, including his current one.
B.J. Cohen was guilty of the kick interference, tacking 5 yards onto the return. So now approaching 4 minutes left in the game. Arizona trailing 43-29 and in desperate need of some points. Bryant is the motion man. Cedric Garner going for Gatewood and a touchdown with a flag down.
That might be offensive. That might be offensive.
It's 38 yards if it stands. It is offensive interference on Gatewood.
Don't blame him. Rarely does it get called, and he had to make a play.
Pass interference, offense, number 17. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
You know, watch him right down here. Going to push off with his right hand. Yeah,
Push
good.
Corey Sawyer.
Yep. Good call by the officials right there.
So put the ball back at about the 6-yard line of Arizona.
Bet you Michael Irvin would disagree with that call, right?
That was his patented move, wasn't it? What's the big deal?
He did it pretty well.
Pace is in motion. Bottom pass deflected at the line of scrimmage. The high-jumping David Saunders again.
Yeah, remember, he's the backup guy. You know, he's the number 2 guy at that Jill position. Lawrence Samuels is the number 1 guy, and they both play spectacularly. Last year, their team MVP, but couldn't even break the starting roster this year. All Big East from West Virginia.
Second down, clock approaching 3 minutes. Bonner waiting, penalty marker. Catch is made by Gatewood, but the penalty marker was back in the area where you sometimes get holding. Cohen has been in the quarterback's face all day. It is a hold against Arizona.
B.J. Cohen, what a year he has had. We've talked about the sacks, but he intercepted 2 passes.
Holding, offense, number 99. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
Intercepted 2 passes this year, both of which he ran back for touchdowns. He also recovered a kick off a net, forced a couple of fumbles. He's right down here. You know, fourth quarter just kind of keeps on coming.
He was a national champion at Marshall, 1AA national champion, 3-time All-America there. He said he wants to return to Decatur, Georgia, his old high school, Cedar Grove High School, to be a teacher and coach and restore a winning tradition there. He's played a tough game today. There's Gatewood again,
you know,
short of the first down.
And Tom Cohen said to us yesterday, too, you know, I'm really a first-year Storm player, and I felt like I had to prove myself. Even though he had 4 good years in Orlando, he felt like almost a rookie. They had to prove himself, and indeed he did.
Coming down toward the 2-minute mark. This is third down. Again, deflected at the line of scrimmage.
And I believe it was Al Lucas again who tipped it, number 76.
Yeah, he's hearing it from the crowd, all right.
You know, Lucas is only 6'1", Bonner 6'4", and that's an overhand release, so he's got some jump in him.
Wow.
I mean, that was not a ball thrown low. Watch right down here. And that's a pretty good leap for a guy who's 300 pounds.
He used the blocker, Bo Kelly, for a little leverage, and it sets up this fourth down. 4th and 8. To Gatewood. Gatewood racing for the end zone. And caught. Ball came loose. Another turnover. Tampa Bay has it. Saunders. Tolliver knocked it loose, and Saunders recovered.
You know, the guys who hustle can play on my team anytime. And Antoine Tolliver just made a hustling play. He was beaten. And it looked like Gatewood was going to score. But he stayed with it, slowed him up, got some help, and then the fumble. See, he's right here.
But he just stays with it. He tries to strip him right there. Gets some help. We get hit by that Saunders who hit him. Well, Saunders, number 9, makes a recovery. And it was 23 Sawyer who knocked the ball loose.
Right.
And so 3 guys, hustling guys on defense, make a great play. Man, it's great to see.
The turnovers have been Arizona's undoing today, and the Rattlers about to taste bitter defeat in the Arena Bowl for the 2nd consecutive year.
Well, no team has won 5 Arena Bowls. It looks like the Storm may be the first to do so.
They're 1 minute away. Cedric Bonner and the Rattlers have had a bitter afternoon, and the Tampa Bay defense has been as advertised. Another ring. Now it's time for our ADT Defensive Play of the Game.
Bunch of players there for the Storm. Sawyer coughs it up, forces the fumble. Saunders makes the recovery, and a hustling Tolliver slowed him down. And that's what you need to do to win championships, Tom.
Our ADT Defensive Play of the Game, the play that just occurred and perhaps sealed it for Tampa Bay. Arizona today's had 10 possessions, 5 turnovers, 4 touchdowns, and a field goal. That's an all-time Arena Bowl record, the 4 recovered fumbles by Tampa Bay. O'Hara's not satisfied. He wants more for Solomon, who can't quite catch up.
When did you ever see in the outdoor game when your team is up 43-29 with less than a minute, give it the old heave-ho? I mean,
and there's O'Hara. When he came in for the injured John Kaleo in the opening drive of the 2nd half, Tampa Bay led by just 7 points.
Oh, wow. Ew, ouch. It's tough to be a fan here in arena football sometimes. Oh, gosh. They're so close. Like a foul ball. Oh, ouch. Right on the head. Did you see that?
I did.
Helmet to head.
Ouch is right.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Oh, he took it.
Ooh, right in the nose.
O'Hara's pass to Solomon. To midfield and a 1st down. Milligan tackled him there.
And now I think Tim's got to call off the dogs and run the ball a little bit.
John Kaleo is going to get his championship finally. His whole career, he had never won a championship. And he's going to watch from the sidelines as his backup, Pat O'Hara.
But what a nice year John Kaleo has had
absolutely.
for Tim Markham.
And he deserves it, of course.
You know, been overshadowed by some of the great play by quarterbacks throughout this league. I mean, some of the numbers have been astounding. Aaron Garcia, Jim Kubiak, and others. Cedric Bonner, of course. But quietly, John Kaleo has put together a very good season, a championship season.
Setting Tampa Bay records for attempts, completions, yards, and touchdowns. 75 touchdowns in the regular season.
You know, he came in after an injury last year. He was a question mark at the beginning of the year. Tim Markham wasn't sure how he was going to respond, but from the very first game on, he's responded as well as you could have asked. Protected the ball particularly well. And there goes the 2 guys in the real estate business. Cliff Dell and John Kaleo, selling homes and providing mortgages. What I love about these guys, real people.
And as you predicted, they do run the football and get some positive yards with White carrying the football as you look at Dell and Kaleo. Timeout Arizona with 42 seconds left. We'll take a break. Not long till the celebration begins. The bucket of Gatorade is poised and ready.
If I were a player, I wouldn't throw it on a guy like Tim Markham.
I'm glad we're up here.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, he is hot. That'll cool him off because he's always hot. Well, kind of a funny guy. You talk about John Gruden, who always gets up at 3:17 to go coach the Bucs. He says, hey, 3:17, that's about the time I get in. I'm coming in.
Diving to the 20-yard line is White. David White with his 2nd consecutive carry.
And Arizona calls timeout.
1967, Tim Markham was coaching in high school. Taught 5 high school classes a day, coached football, track, and golf. Made about $5,000 a year, and he's still coaching.
As Arizona uses its final timeout with 39 ticks remaining. And still on the officials, too.
Well,
that was a classic Markham quote at the end of the first half when he got the benefit of a questionable call and touchdown. And he said, none of the calls are going our way.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. Yeah, they're trying to pull him over to call him over. Come here, coach. Look out, coach.
Come here,
look
coach.
out. Oh, they're low minute to it. Look at that. Corey Sawyer. That'll get you cut, Corey. Oh, hey, oh. You know, at some point you reach a point in your coaching career where you just don't want that to happen, even though if it means you're winning.
I hope his microphone was closed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, beneath that crusty exterior, I think he's probably just as pleased as the players are to win an Arena Bowl championship. It'll be number 5 for the franchise. It'll be number 7 for Tim Markham.
And another banner.
4 already in place.
Yeah, for them, kind of a drought. The last World Championship banner up here is 96. Coach Markham's going to figure out who threw that ice water on him. Believe me, they'll be doing a little bit of running when training camp opens again.
On the other side, it's not as pleasant for Cedric Bonner with the pass rush in his face all afternoon. 15 of 31, 164 yards, only 2 touchdowns, had an interception and 3 fumbles. And 8 of his passes, Bonner's passes, blocked at the line of scrimmage. That's a testament to the Tampa Bay pass rush.
That'll do it.
And finally a smile. And why not a hug for Pat O'Hara? Talk about clutch performances with all the pressure on, protecting a 7-point lead. He comes off the bench, and Tampa Bay wins it, pulling away.
Had a good game.
Yeah.
Al Lucas.
Well, to me, Pat, the difference was the Tampa Bay defense, specifically the pass rush. But a pretty good tip of the cap, too, to Pat O'Hara. Gene Nudo of Arizona congratulating Markham. Let's go down to the field. And Marty or Lewis? Marty.
Well, I found Pat O'Hara the hero of the game. Now, be honest, when Kaleo went down, were you a little nervous or were you excited?
I didn't have time to be nervous. Everything happened really fast. But, you know, this isn't my first barbecue. This is my 5th Arena Bowl. And, you know, this is why they brought me here. Every week I know that this could happen, and it did. So I just feel fortunate playing the best team in the league.
Tell me about that pass to Lawrence Samuels, the long one. Was that what got you in the groove?
They were giving us press coverage, and we've had trouble against that all year, but I really love it when teams do that. When I saw that, my eyes got big, and I knew Lawrence would run a good route for me, and it worked out.
It's a championship hat you're wearing. Enjoy it.
Oh, thanks a lot.
And the defense is what did the job today for Tampa Bay. Omar Smith, one of the big keys for those guys. Omar, you got room for a second ring on your hand?
Definitely. Definitely got room for it. You want me to keep going or you on the way?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Man, it's hard enough just to get to one championship and win it. And I appreciate what San Jose done for me, and they taught me a lot about the game. But it's just the Lord above blessing me to come to Tampa Bay and put a good group of guys together. And we had a lot of adversity we fought through. And, man, this is just a special thing for me, you know what I'm saying? Because in San Jose, I was like a role player. I came in and, you know, whenever they asked me to, and do whatever I can. But this one is mine. I won this. being a go-to guy with my great teammates, and it's special. It's definitely special.
Defense won the game today with all the turnovers. Did you guys know that the defense would have to win the game for you guys today?
Well, yeah. I mean, in this game, offense is going to score points. That's just the nature of the game. And if you can get 3, 4 stops, maybe a couple of turnovers, you're going to come out on top. And luckily we did. The pass rush was getting to the quarterback. Cedric was lobbing the ball a little bit. We got a couple of turnovers, and we're the champs.
Gonna make you feel like it last year?
What's that?
Gonna make you feel like last year when you won it last year?
Yeah, it feels just like it. I'm just fortunate to come back and win another one. It's something they can't never take away.
All right, Omar Smith, one of the big keys on defense. They did it in every facet of the game today, Pat.
Well, you know, Arizona committed 5 turnovers in the teeth of that fierce pass rush. It led to 22 Tampa Bay points. Tampa Bay turned it over only once. No points for Arizona off that one turnover. Huge difference in the game. And we're told now, Pat, that the game MVP and the Iron Man of the game is Lawrence Samuels of Tampa Bay. The first time in Arena Bowl history that a player has won both awards. He had 5 catches, 109 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And now for the award ceremony, let's go to Lewis Johnson.
All right, Tom, thanks so much. Well, in 1981, Jim Foster drew this idea up on a card. Flash forward to 2003, and the AFL celebrates its 17th season and a new Arena Bowl champion. Mr. Foster has the trophy here, and the Commissioner, David Baker, now would like to make the presentation. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much, Lewis. I am here with Jim Foster, the founder of the Arena football game, to present the Founder Trophy to the City of Champions, the pro football capital of the world, to Woody Kern and Tim Markham of the Tampa Bay Storm.
Go ahead, Jim.
Great job, guys. Let Woody's bigger. Let him hold it.
Well, Tim. How about that? Well, in the midst of all the fireworks and the excitement, I have to ask you, how sweet is 7?
Well, it gets better every year. A couple of people thought the game passed somebody by last year, but I guess it hadn't yet. So we're still hanging in there. I'll tell you this. We took some inspiration from the team across town. They were 12-4, ranked 2nd in their division. We were 12-4. We're holding a trophy. They're holding a trophy. We love it.
Tim, before we get to your quarterback who came in and played an unbelievable game in the midst of a tough situation, this seemed to be a game that was dominated by defense, especially on the line of scrimmage. It gave Cedric Bonner a hard time.
We certainly knew that that's what we had to do. If we let Cedric Bonner, who was the most valuable player, offensive player in the league, give him all the time in the world, we're going to have a long night. Our guys got after him pretty good, caused some turnovers, and just played, we had a little theme together. We're going to fight for each other. That's what we did. We fought for each other tonight.
So at the top of the 3rd quarter, when John Kaleo goes down injury, what was happening in your stomach when you had to dismiss both of your quarterbacks and hang it all on Pat O'Hara?
Let me tell you something about Pat O'Hara. You probably don't know, you don't remember. He won an Arena Football Championship on this field in 1998. He's playing for the bad guys, but he's playing for the good guys tonight.
Well, congratulations, and Tampa Bay will celebrate an Arena Bowl win here for their 17th season of this league. Tom Hammond.
I'm going to tell you this, too.
Oh, no.
It's all about ownership and the ability, given the ability to have a chance to win. And I've got the best owner right here in all the sport, Woody Kern.
That's right, Woody. I know you're excited, too. You've been holding up the other end of that thing. Why don't you give me a quick comment about how special this is for you?
It's a great championship, and I'd just like to thank the 21,000 people that came here to watch it. They're the best fans in the world. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, thanks so much, and congratulations again. Tom?
All right, Lewis, and right now let's go to Marty's, who's with Danny White.
And Danny White back by the Arizona locker room. Coach, you said this morning you told me I cannot have turnovers, and that's exactly what killed you. Could you have overcome those in any way with 4 turnovers?
just by getting turnovers back. That's the only way is to get them back and to match their turnovers, which we didn't do. And we caught a big break, I thought, when they lost Kaleo, but Pat O'Hara stepped in and did the job, made some big plays. And so you got to give him a heck of a lot of credit for the way he played. But bottom line today was just turnovers and, fumbled snaps at this time of the year are just inexcusable. It's not something you count on, not something you practice. And it cost us the game.
This is 2 years in a row losing in the ArenaBowl. I know your guys are going to be hard on themselves. What will you say to them? You haven't met with them yet.
The only thing I have to say to them, really, I don't really have to say anything to them. The most important thing for them is to remember what this feels like. If you ever forget this feeling, then it's in vain. And a lot of work went into this, and it was a long season, and we've got to remember what this feels like next year.
Congratulations on a great season, Coach.
All right, thanks, Marty.
All right, Al, up to you.
All right, Marty, we'll be wrapping up this very impressive second half performance by Pat O'Hara, the Tampa Bay Storm. But I wonder, guys, if the key to the game wasn't Danny White putting into his team's mind that they had to get Pat O'Hara. It's almost a distraction, I think, in terms of a coaching style. Instead of just saying go after it, he sort of focuses them on one guy. And on the very next play after doing that, he burns him for a long touchdown.
Well, you know what? And it was smart. You can't blame Danny White. He says go after this quarterback. It's the only quarterback they have now. I think any coach in that position would have said the same thing.
I don't know. I talked to Dave Ewart, the defensive line coach, right before this game of Tampa Bay. He had one thing to say to his whole team. He said it over and over again: dominate the line of scrimmage. He said that's all I've coached all week. Dominate the offense, that line of scrimmage. They did it and they won.
Yeah, I'd have sent him after him just like Danny White did. I think because of the fact that they have nobody else, it kind of puts a little more pressure on that situation.
What's interesting is Tampa pulled this off without really having Freddie Solomon, who was not involved at all.
That's amazing. That's amazing, guys. It really is. But let me say this now. You know what's great? And to be coach up on the stands, talk about Woody Kearns, and truly you hear it all the time between coaches and owners, but they really are the best of friends. They out late last night. Well, not too late, but they were out having eating meals because I was supposed to be with them.
Right.
So it's
breaking curfew again.
I didn't break curfew. It's just great to see great friends like they are win something like this.
You know what else is funny, guys? When the season started, it really felt like there was going to be a Tampa Bay synergy. The Bucs had won, and there's Gruden in Orlando, and it felt like it was going to favor Orlando. But there was a Tampa Bay synergy going on, and it favored the Storm.
I think Tampa Bay did the things they needed to in the offseason, building this football team up front. That's Tim Markham's style. He loves to get a pass rush, a solid veteran quarterback, some talented receivers, and turn them loose, and that's what he did all year.
Can I go back to that line of scrimmage thing? I just want B.J. Cohen, Al Lucas. You know what? I want to say, as much as we can talk about quarterbacks and wide receivers, you said it. Defense wins. The defensive line did what they had to do. Cedric Butter never had a chance to throw. He never went deep but 2 or 3 times. They had 8 deflected or batted down balls. That's defensive domination.
Well, we talked about Danny White, though. The question is, what does he do now? What is it like to take your team back-to-back Arena Bowls and lose? I wouldn't understand how tough that is. But, of course, Glenn probably can help us with that.
Tell him.
Back-to-back-to-back.
So back-to-back.
All right, we're done, guys. It's been a great season. Maybe we should have seen it coming when Glenn Parker showed up wearing a tie in the colors of USC, because that's one of the heroes today. Pat O'Hara, back to you, Tom.
All right, Al, and a reminder that coming up next on NBC, except on the West Coast, it's Dateline NBC, followed by Law and Order, Criminal Intent, and Crime and Punishment. Well, Pat Hayden, it's been a really enjoyable season. We had a great time talking to all the players and coaches in the games. Seemed like everyone almost came down to the final play. And isn't it ironic, in a league based on offense, so we've seen so many touchdowns, so much passing, the defense really made the difference.
Indeed, and we saw that in the second half of the year. But, when this season started, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. But what I came away with, having a great respect for a lot of guys who are great athletes. They play offense, they play defense, they play special teams, they practice all week. I mean, these are wonderful, wonderful athletes and good guys as well. And so that is my memory of our first AFL season.
Well, and it ended up with Tampa Bay claiming another championship today in the ArenaBowl over the Arizona Rattlers. Well, when the season began nearly 5 months ago, we really didn't know what to expect. While the Arena Football League was entering its 17th season, the AFL on NBC was brand new. take long to recognize that this was real football, hard-nosed football, as one shot off the boards illustrated. Conditioning, you better be in shape to play offense, defense, and special teams. We marveled at the skills of the players. A one-handed catch, commonplace. Fielding a ball off the net, then racing through the opposition for a touchdown, routine. A wild improvisation, expected. And all accomplished with a joy rarely seen in athletics these days, smiles that lit entire arenas. It appeared these were players motivated by a love of the game. Grown-ups playing a grown-up game with the relish of a young child. Arena football at its most basic level is about having fun for the participants, for the fans at the game, for the viewers, and certainly for all of us here at NBC Sports. Now this is Tom Hammond saying so long from Arena Bowl 17.